Fam, you would not believe why I'm late. Because, like, pizza, right? And so, like, I said, hey, save me some pizza. No. You ain't here. Pizza is ours. Oh, no. And I had a couple more. I'm sorry. You know how it is with pizza? People don't have, there is no sympathy for those who don't have any. I'm good now, boy. Fam. Boy, hey, 49ers putting in work. You know what's 7 weeks between, the guys are gone for 7 weeks. I just realized it's not, isn't that longer than usual? And I know usually they take off a 4-week period. But now 7 weeks. What happened to the structure from last year and the year before? They've never taken 7 weeks between. It is what it is, right? Fam, since the Niners OTAs and Minicamp don't offer a whole lot to judge, other than who's rusty, who's been training hard since the previous season ended, it's kind of impossible to draw any real conclusions. You know, you got a little glimpse, like how the second-year players showing was something to look for, and some of it, you see guys like Womack, and there's some guys that are threatening out there to move up. And that's, you want to see growth, so we can be happy about that. Also, which rookies are showing a little bit earlier promise. That aspect always offers some excitement to overreact on, like we love to do. Hey, but what is there to do but overreact? You gotta get excited about your rookies. It's more like faith and hope. It isn't about he's not that good, man. Irrelevant. Doesn't matter. But tonight, going to the phones to gather your thoughts on what you took away from the Niners OTAs and minicamp, if you had any thoughts. Also, fam, who could stop the 49ers? This is something we haven't been able to do for a long time. Who can stop the 49ers in NFC West? That in itself is just fun to talk about. You know, especially with the contingents of people who like to come in here who weren't invited in here from other clubs. Then we talk loud about it. Oh, yeah. Hey, Sid, listen, I see some people's names in there I've not seen in a long time. Michael and also I used to love to pronounce his name, X Overland. Hey, y'all, good to see you again. Always. Fam, I made a few notes about this brief period that the guys were out there together, starting with Jair Brown, of course. He seemed to have collected the most love out of everybody out there. Dave even decided we're not gonna put him on the bench. Yeah, we're gonna redesign some things to make sure we get lots of 3 safety sets in, and he'll get in. And then of course you got the writers that are pushing the envelope, saying things like, Jair Brown could push Tyshawn Gibson out of the starting role. No, this is what I'm talking about, overreacting. We got to calm down. Tyshawn Gibson's been in the league for how long and did good things? We re-signed him because he's a bad boy. Jair cannot come right out of school and just take out a guy like Gibson. You know, it's going to be funny. Later on, you can make me eat my words. Ronbo. Remember all that you was talking about that night? About Jair ain't going to take out a polished veteran like Tyshawn Gibson? I'll say good. You call me out on that. I feel good about it. All right, let's go. Get him, Jair. And by the way, Charles, are you here, Charles? Demo. See, me and Charles got this running debate about Demo being a fail this season because Charles wants him out of there. He's hoping Luter Jr. and everybody else can just make him sit down. You know how I do? I'm always grabbing those guys and everybody else. Ronbo, man, come on, man. I'm taking Demo. He starts. It makes it fun anyway for the season because if I call it right, actually, I usually do. I get to collect them kudos. But Demo's had some moments worth remembering during this pretty short course of time. He's had some mishaps, too, a number of them. You got to read Grant Cohn to really Grant just tears Demo up. Just tears him up. You know, we're not going to get perfection in the workouts. Okay, there's some of them are drills. They're oriented toward fixing something. It's not necessarily competitive in that fashion. But it is what it is as far as judgments go, and that's fine. But I like the way Demo is thinking these days. He's eating up everything Coach Steve Wilkes is throwing at him. Demo believes Wilkes, who was teaching a lot of technique out there, technically is a little more polished than anybody he's ever worked with as far as a coach goes. Fam, Here's the thing. Demo really does absorb good teaching. Now, he is as good as he was last year due to whomever was working with him last year brought him up to speed. Yeah, he got burnt by Devontae. He even talked about it in his interview. Yeah, Devontae got a position I might jump too soon on another. He knows what he's doing wrong. This is the beginning of fixing things. When you know what you did wrong, when you're out there just getting killed all the time and you're shaking your head and acting like something's wrong other than what you just did, then you're never going to get there. You're never going to improve, and you're going to continue to make people angry. So he thinks that Coach Wilks' teaching is going to help him achieve his goal of, as he says, quote, "I want to be the best in the NFL." Demo! With your bra. Go get him, Demo. See, because Demo's smaller in stature. He's out there. He's an underdog. I want him to win. I do. I really do. Brandon Ayuk. My Lord. Dude showed up for camp this year and showed out. Dude was on a whole nother level. As far as players even said it, other guys on the field, Ayuk's, he's in a world of his own, man. I'm telling you right now. He came out and held a clinic just about every day. Nobody could guard him. I mean, no. I want to see what Javarius looks like when they get together for camp later on. But Ayuk ain't playing. Yeah, he wants to get paid. Good. And then you got, you see, the exciting thing about this is, then you got, Debo says, look, man, people talking about me like I don't exist no more. I like that. Yeah, Debo looks serious. Debo looks real serious. I'm having trouble waiting for this. We got to wait a few weeks though. But the season, Debo, Ayuk, and you know what? Let me Danny Gray. He had some mixed reviews, made some great plays, and there's some optimism about what he may be bringing to the table this year. He had a few things that he could. Some of the things he messed up on, I think he could fix. Danny knows as a wide receiver, you need to catch with your hands. Stop letting the ball bounce the ball off your chest because NFL quarterbacks throw the ball too hard for you to be trying to take that shot to the chest. So, and then as I say, Christian McCaffrey, man, Christian McCaffrey reintroduced himself from when he just first arrived last midseason, right, through that trade. Now, I thought he was a competitive guy, played hard, but CMC is a football maniac. The dude is out of his mind. And I love that. First, he only knows one way to work out. And you know what? I hope whatever is wrong with him is contagious. I want the whole team behaving like, if we can get 80% of the team taking on the CMAC mindset, do you know they'll steamroll every body we play? When you look at the intensity of Christian McCaffrey, Mrs. McCaffrey's baby boy comes out there thinking everything he does, the Super Bowl's on the line. I love that. I just don't want him to get hurt. But, don't take his foot off the gas. Let him work. And the rest of those people out there, hey, man, you got to keep up with CMC. Yeah, you do. You got to. If you're going to be a 49er, CMC's represented. He is the supercharger, the nitrous, all the Fast and Furious things you see. He is at dude is bad. You did hear about him going after the refs during the workout, right? See, this is what I'm talking about. CMC's all over the ref's face working him in a workout. The ref probably thought about Allen Iverson. Christian, this is practice. Christian, wait, I'm talking about practice. He doesn't care. I love the way he takes his job seriously. Jordan Mason, every time we've heard his name during these workouts, it's been very positive to a degree that it's believed that his slimmed down physique, faster body, he wasn't slow to begin with. It could challenge Elijah Mitchell. Now, this is a good thing for us to hear, fam, because as you know, and it's an unfortunate thing, Elijah Mitchell, for as damn good as he is, he has a little trouble staying up. If Jordan Mason is going to come in there and not give up if there's just a little bit of give in that rope, if Jordan Mason doesn't give it up, my God, Christian McCaffrey, this means, man, oh gosh, see, the stars are twinkling. The offensive line, fam, can't really make any observations about them. Their job can only be evaluated in drills after they put on the pass. It's pretty much their whole Their whole thing is predicated on what they can do at the pads. And with the pads, that's why each and every year the defensive line, usually early on, is just tearing the offensive line, just tearing them up because they don't have any pads to bump and go. So, this is why. Not much can be said about that defensive line. Same as your line. It's hard to draw anything of a conclusion from the portion of camp time they've already put in. So, we'll see, though. But we do know one thing, boy, Javon Hargrave, that's a big human being. You see him on the field of play. He looks like a D lineman. You saw that footage, right, in camp? You get a better perspective because you see Javon standing next to the rest of our defensive line, which was I said the other last week. I thought he was standing next to cornerbacks. Those are the other defensive linemen. Javon made him look small. You know what I want to see? I want to see what we haven't seen him against Kinlaw yet. Man, that's crazy. No wonder he's unstoppable. The dude from the waist down, he's already a big man on top up, and the waist down is just a tree trunk. Okay, boy. Linebackers, not a lot of standout moments reported from them so far, but Oren Burks, picture this. You know how CMC is, right? Oren went out and made an open field play on him. Stopped him from catching the ball. Now, I don't know who's throwing the ball to him. They didn't say this, but Oren Burks made an open field play against CMC, caught up with him on a play and stopped it. Boom. What? You see, having the best linebacker core in the NFL has become tradition. Fred, Dre, Willis, Bowman. This is, I don't know who's next. And there's some guys in camp right now that show promise. They've not revealed anything really spectacular just yet, other than what I just mentioned about Burks, but I'll keep an eye on that. Because once I don't know how far in the future it'll be, but once we see linebackers and we can't say, hell yeah, we got the best in the league. That's always the case. I want to always be able to say that. I really do. Fam, you share with us some of what you've collected from the 4 workouts on this early season. Including OTAs and, OTAs. You really can't make a big deal out of that. But fam, it's hard to be confident in an NFL team facing all the uncertainty that we do each and every season about the QB situation. You know what, though? Remember, I don't know. The Dolphins were the last team to become totally undefeated from preseason all the way to the Super Bowl. Bob Greasy was their quarterback. Bob Greasy was a good quarterback, but he wasn't anything spectacular. He's not that kind of guy that's going to compare to any of the greatest of all time. They went from wire to wire undefeated. You see, that's why when we're always crying, you ain't going nowhere till you get a top-tier quarterback. Well, yeah, but I'm not going to continue. I never did entertain that kind of thinking anyway because the 49ers got too close too many times and didn't have a top-tier quarterback. And as I said, I was discussing the other day, I was waiting for somebody to tell me, how did the quarterback determine how we lost the NFC game? The Super Bowl, no, we had a 10-point lead going into the last few minutes. That was a collective effort. If the quarterback is good in a certain kind of system, he just needs to be good. He doesn't need to be spectacular. But the whole team needs to be good. They can't be dependent upon any one room. So I still feel like whoever quarterbacks his team, we're right in the thick of it, no doubt about it. She said, I know we don't like to give him credit. I'm not saying anything more than this. I'm saying he's constructed that team in such a way where the pistons roll, right? The rod's got it turning. There cannot be any breakdown in any part of the engine. It's all going to cook as long as all the parts are working. Not more efficiently than the other, but they're all working in synchronicity that can't be stopped. Now, that's what I want to see, and I kind of like that idea because that means on any given week, it's not going to depend on who's feeling good today or not. It's about the entire team. Now, if they all feel bad, yeah, you got a problem. But, despite Brock Purdy's elbow injury, there's been plenty of confidence in the 49ers heading into 2023. The 49ers are minus 175 favorites to win the NFC West at BetMGM. I like the MGM. Making them the heaviest favorites to win their division of any team in the NFL. You know, family, I don't really take a lot of. I'd be embarrassed to say anything else, and you would too. All right. That prediction has a lot to do with the 49ers having been to the NFC CG 2 years in a row and have most of their top players back. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. But we look a lot like the NFC East used to look. Remember that? Cowboys was riding high. Everybody was talking about the damned Cowboys being all that. And who was in the division? Philly was struggling, trying to put a team back together. The Commanders are just the Commanders, all right? And the Vikings, well, not the Vikings. Wait a minute, that's wrong. Commanders, Cowboys, Eagles. Who else is in that division? Cowboys, Phillies, Commanders. See? I can't even remember the fourth team. There is 4 teams in that division, right? At any rate, the Cowboys have had their way until recently. So, that prediction, and Tom Brady, right, with the New England years, AFC North. Although that won't be the case this year. See, the AFC has changed. Yeah, so and also the prediction is also a reflection of the quality of the NFC West. Cardinals look like they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league this year. And the Rams are, as predicted now, a mess. And a far cry from their Super Bowl winning team of 2 seasons ago. Nobody even came back. They got 5 or 6 guys. Can anybody, even a Rams fan, can you name the nucleus of that team? Thank you, Terradome. The Giants. The Giants have been butt cheeks for how long? Now they became a little better last year, finally. But see, that's what I'm talking about. The Cowboys rolled into town. They tied their horse up outside, went into the saloon, and got into a bar fight and beat up everybody in there. So this is why the Hawks are coming off a playoff season, but they weren't as good as the 49ers last year. And anybody who says otherwise is lying, Gene D. No, you weren't. And you don't believe that yourself. And there aren't a lot of reasons to think they will be better this year. They'll be a little better just for maturity from the guys they picked up last year. And they have a couple of pieces they added on, but that's not going to be enough to stop the 49ers. Be realistic. And if the Niners do lose to them, it's an embarrassment. In fact, if the Niners lose to anybody in the NFC West, it's an embarrassment. It'll be one of those things where we'll be in trauma for up to a month if they should lose to any one of those teams in the NFC West. And this is why, you know what? I have a slight fear about the NFC West teams for that reason. Not because I'm afraid of the team, but because of the embarrassment that would follow immediately losing to one of them. So the Niners do seem like a safe pick to win their division. In fact, it's the safest pick in the league going into the season, FYI. The other 7 division favorites are the Chiefs, minus 160. Jags, minus 160. Eagles, plus 100. Bengals, plus 115. Saints, at plus 125. Tony, I'd love to hear your feedback on that. Lions, plus 130. And the Bills, another kind of surprise to me. I don't know that the Bills plus 135. I would, there's a couple. I question all 3 of the Lions, Saints, and the Bills. I really do. At least they didn't put the Cowboys. The Eagles are supposed to win that division. Good. Ray Jr., no, I'm just saying, God, that would be just disgusting. Ew. Oh. See, because you know how it is when you play in Seattle. Weird things go on in the Emerald City. The Wizard of Oz is sitting up in there somewhere, man. He's working the referees' minds or something. Yo, Jack. Jack, come on in.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
Jack, I don't know if you've been paying much attention to OTAs and Minicamp. It was kind of a brief thing, not a lot.
Oh, hell no. I don't do that. I don't do that shit, man. I was watching the NBA Finals to my boy Gabe Vincent from Modesto, California, is in the final, an undrafted player, just like Deron Brand from the Cowboys from Modesto. But, I'm checking a little bit in and out, man. What
Who
you
won
saying,
that?
though? What we
But
talking about?
who won that game though? Between the Heat.
Oh, man, Denver got that ass. You know what I'm saying? Denver got that ass. First time Modesto goes to the finals. 209 Cat 2. I think he plays at St. Mary's and then Barbara. But my boy Gabe Vincent from Modesto, born and raised. I don't know if they're going to get it. But, man, back to 49ers, man. I mean, a lot of interesting stuff. There's a lot of people saying that this dude could get cut and that dude could get cut. But, you know what I'm saying? You got Chat Sports saying that one of our top running backs might have been cut due to Elijah Mitchell might get cut because he keep getting injured. He's always in the ice tub, including currently.
Yeah.
But what are you talking about tonight? Sorry, I couldn't chime in.
I was going in that direction, in fact. I was trying to figure out. Now, see, here's the thing, what we've taken from OTAs. And Elijah Mitchell is one of those standout reports because if Elijah Mitchell got hurt in OTAs, that's really a bad sign. And it was undisclosed. They wouldn't tell you what was wrong with him. Javon Kinlaw, they're hyping him because of the fact that he's had his first real season to work out, so he's looking pretty good. But then you look at Danny Gray, he's flashed some glimpses of being able to do what we wish he would do. And then again, we got to wait to see what happens on him. Jair Brown, of course, as you know, has changed the quarterback. The coach is thinking they're going to set it up so he can get out there and play with 3 safety sets. There's some standouts out there. Kalen LeBron is probably a good running back, but we got to hear more about him as well. So these are some of the things.
So starting with the running backs, with Elijah to start with, the dude, the best ability is availability. So Mason's looking real good, the undrafted running back we got last year, and that dude's looking like a monster now. So, I mean, what do you do there? And how's TDP? You know what I'm saying? So we got him from LSU too. So
good point.
I mean, there's a lot of running back going. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I'm glad you brought him up.
Detroit versus everybody.
I knew this dude was going to come back and keep going, Ronbo.
TDP, did not say anything about him. He recovered a fumble by one of our quarterbacks in OTAs, but you don't hear anything about him. I worry about guys you never hear a word about because you know how people are. Sports writers are.
You talking about Darion Davis Price? You talking about Davis Price?
TDP, yeah, he's not. We'll give him some more time.
It's like Trey Sermon. Shanahan should not draft any running back in the first 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying?
Please,
he should not do it, man. Don't do it.
Don't not again.
And John Lynch needs to quit getting Pac-10, Pac-12, defensive ends and just quit, drafting on the line because Kinlaw didn't work out, Solomon Thomas didn't work out. Now we got a dude doing backflips that looks bigger, but will he work out? So fingers crossed he does, and they're they give him the edge. But I'll tell you who's kind of getting me a little excited is a dude we got off the Raiders, man. That dude looked like maybe
Cleveland.
He could. With our D-line coach, Clinton Farrell, looked like he could be something. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Talk to me.
I shouldn't want to say anything about Cleveland.
So Kinlaw might hit the – yeah, Kinlaw, we get the same thing with Kinlaw, all this hype stuff during this time. You know what I'm saying? We did the same thing with Solomon Thomas, and I feel like, dude like Kinlaw, show me preseason what you can do. Show me during the regular season what you can do, and if you can stay healthy. Because, again, we're going back to availability. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? With the other dude, you're talking about Danny Gray, the wide receiver position. And my favorite player, like I keep telling y'all, since I called it in February before Cool Whip, is Brandon Ayuk when we got what's his name, Kinlaw before him. So Brandon Ayuk is looking like a goddamn monster. And I keep telling everybody, they keep, Debo got paid, but he didn't shine last year. But Brandon Ayuk, man, I mean, with a quarterback like Purdy that could put it on the money, like in stride, that's what he's been waiting for. Because right when he jukes his guy, you got to put it on him. Because he can juke anybody in the league. And I agree with somebody, whoever said that. I forgot what platform it was on. But this dude is and could be a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. Easily. But Danny Gray, man, I mean, he got to show me some hands, brother. He has to catch a ball. He's open. He's deep. If he gets happy feet, when he's all alone. And I don't know what happens, man. Why is he dropping passes, Ronbo?
I have no idea. And, he's been playing football long enough now he knows better than let the ball bounce off his chest. And from that, it's distance times speed. A football's traveling a long ways downfield. By the time it gets to you, it's like a guided missile. If you can't steer that in with your hands, you're going to struggle. The ball's bouncing off his chest. When I heard that, I could just hear the coach, Danner. I could just hear it already. That's why they go through those drills where you see him working on a technique all the time. Don't catch that ball on your chest.
To his credit, Debo's first and maybe second year, his hands were a little bit shaky. And he was that dude that you wanted to get the ball to straight away so he could do his get his yak yards. So maybe, who knows, he's more of a Debo dude that's going to develop his hands as time goes on when he's working, just catching on the machines or whatever. But, yeah, man, wrapping it up, you know how I feel about Jake Moody and his 40-yard plus kicks and stuff. Yeah, that's scaring me, man, because we could have got that offensive tackle that Big Show was talking about, man.
60-plus yards.
Yeah. You know what I mean? There's a lot of – and finally, to your Jair Brown, if he plays with my boy Hufanga, man, and these two dudes are, messing with the quarterback, we're going to see a lot more picks in this year, especially with our defensive coordinator, man. So I'm really excited about this stuff, what's going on. I'm saying? Finally, John Lynch gets a strong safety or a safety at all. And when I've been telling you since Jamal Adams and the dude from the Chargers, I told you the following year. But you know what I'm saying?
I'm
wrapping
still
this
hurting
up,
about
man.
that. But he's always hurt though. So, but I don't know if he's always been hurt.
Yeah, wrapping this up though. I'm just saying, man. Ambry Thomas got some company. He better show us something this training camp, and he better show us something, during the preseason, because he's also on the bubble, man. Because I'm telling you, Diamador Lenore, he's just getting started, man. That boy is starting to become a ball hawk, and we've seen that in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to feel this dude, man. He's short, he's compact, he ain't the fastest dude, but Richard Sherman wasn't the fastest dude either. But he's getting it down, man. It's starting to click for him.
Timo's my guy. That's why I root for him so hard. And speaking of Ambry Thomas, not Ambry Thomas, but Drake. One of the reasons why we're not going to spend any money on some of these guys out here, like the man who's asking for too much, Clowney's asking for $10 million, again, for reasons unknown. And Ngakoue, there's no way he's going to go for less than $5 or $6 million. The 49ers got to carry over some of this cash from this year. They can't spend all the money. And Big Show, you guys don't know what you're talking. Big Show, I'm trying to tell you, man, they got to think about this. You got to hope that Drake Jackson can make it happen this year. They got a lot of faith in him because we need him to come off that edge so we don't have to go into the pocketbook too early. And
really quick before I go, Charlie Warner, man, he's on the bubble too before I go, man, because we drafted 2 tight ends, and these dudes are looking pretty good now. And Charlie Warner got some competition because he has done nothing since we drafted that dude.
Yeah. And it's not, we don't know. We'll see what happens later on. But nothing's been showing yet. So
yeah. And make sure you put all your votes in for Vivek Ramaswamy, the next Republican president of this country. You know what I'm saying? The first millennium. Because this dude is badass. He's Donald Trump times 2. When I'm talking about putting money in your guys' pocket, all America, protect our borders, not the goddamn borders across the world and Russia and shit. God damn it, you know what I'm saying?
Jack,
what the hell's going on, man? America first, God damn it.
No campaigning. No campaign. It's too early anyway. All right, Jack. Let me see you. Let me see you later, fam. Appreciate you. All right. There goes Jack. Vivek. Did you hear his name? Rakib. But still, fam, this has to be our year. I said that last year. It was our year last year. We have been so damn close for too long. The team deserves it. The coaches deserve it. And the damn fans deserve it. Get it? Yes, because I'm sick of hearing what we have to hear you. Oh, you got lost again. Well, you didn't even get there. Like, here. It's Ramelia Sports clone. I'll let you read that one for yourself. Get the Ramelia clone. God. Emilio Mamacita. Latino heat. Latino Heat. Emilio.
What's happening?
I love taking in your thoughts of certain bodies and players. And Emilio, by the way, make sure that you also, I forgot to ask Jack, how did he feel about the 49ers winning the NFC West? We never touched upon that with Jack. But about some of the things that went on in the OTAs and minicamp. And I know you, because knowing you for a long time, I'm pretty sure if I had to guess, Emilio says, ain't nothing going on in camp to tell you nothing. All right, am I right? You might have to move to another spot. You're getting drowned out by that banging. Yeah. Oh, that's a little better. I can hear you now.
Nah, I've been paying attention. They seem a little bit fired up. The team is most of the new guys and TNC and Debo. They all seem like they're ready. It looks like they're trying to prove something.
I know. That's a good observation. Especially, yeah.
One of those, especially people like you, especially them two. Like, they kind of basically telling us, we don't care who our quarterback is. We're ready to show it no matter what happens.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad they think like that too.
It's getting to that point, so that's a good thing. Like, I've been paying attention to that. Mostly everybody's been talking about that. Them two really saying, we telling people I'm ready to fly. You got Debo about to show out. So you got CNC on one side. So they feel like they got cheated last year. Getting hurt. So.
I got no volume on you though. I could barely hear you.
Well, you want to come back to me? Maybe I can.
Okay, you want to make an adjustment? Okay, let's see if we can do that. Okay, be back in a minute then. Let's go check out hey Michael.
Hey, Ronbo, how's your night going, buddy?
Michael's going all right. Anytime I'm talking about the 49ers, I'm as happy as a hog in July, laying up in a pool of mud.
Yeah.
Michael, it's like as Emilio was pointing out, something I overlooked. Well, I didn't, because CMC's all pumped up. The enthusiasm in camp right now. Yeah, I'm liking that. But did you take anything? What did you take away from, since it's over now? What did you take away from camp?
I think he looked good, and I can't believe the guy we picked up from the Eagles. Oh, my God, when you looked at him, I'm like, God, what a beast.
Man, I had no idea.
He looks, he's ready to go eat some people up this year, baby. I can't wait to see. That's why I can't wait for him to go after the quarterback. Definitely his old quarterback from the Eagles. I can't wait. So he can eat those birds up. Oh, I can't wait. Oh.
He's as wide as he is tall. and he's fast.
That's the scary part. Yeah, that's the scary part for the opposite team, man. They see somebody like that. Like, double coverage now with this guy.
Oh, yeah. See, that won't help. See, that's the kind of guy that doesn't help.
It won't.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Nope, it doesn't. I can't wait. I can't wait to see how, that's in the first game.
You can't double team him and leave.
Nope,
now, how many offensive linemen you got now?
You're going to be less and less.
Nick Bosa?
See?
A tight end coming out there to get him? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Nope. Okay.
Yes. Get your tight end and your other tackle. Yeah, he'll handle that.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Whew, bloodshed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's just... I just want him to go after the Eagles quarterback. I just can't wait when we play the Eagles. That's the main ingredient. A lot of I found out there's a kid on my street. He's an Eagles fan. He told my jacket. I said, okay, we'll be back. We'll get revenge. I said, you might get us this year, but we're coming back for you, boys. You better get ready.
I can't wait to get into the season just for that reason. Because Eagles fans, if you go, I went past a couple of their sites and watched them. They really do think that they're going to dominate again and just go right on back to the Super Bowl and win it this time. And then we thought that way too. They got a right to think that way.
And if somebody was saying, you think that the quarterback for the Eagles, you think it'd be one year wonder like Wentz did, one good year, and then the rest of it. Somebody was putting it on Twitter about that too.
He's got to have some diversity to his game, Michael. If he's going to do the same thing he did last year, every team in the league is going to be setting up waiting for him. DC's plot for that kind of thing. And I don't think he has anything more to his game than that. He likes to run,
Yep, he likes to run, but you can run, but you can't hide.
No, and you can set it up. Remember, Cap?
Because the Niners will be ready. Our Niners will be ready.
Yeah.
We're going to be prepared for it.
Because you remember Cap, right? Cap was, I used to love to watch that dude run. My God.
Oh, I remember that one game against the Packers when he ran that whole field.
I mean, but then the league, DC's got busy. Shut it down. See, you got to pass the ball. You got to use everybody on the team.
It's all about passing.
Yep.
You got to every receiver's tight end, running back. You got to pass the ball. It's not. Yeah.
That's why when people say 11 on 11 when your quarterback runs like that. No, it's not. It's usually 11 defense, offense 1, because now he's not using anybody else on the team.
You're the only offense in the room.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't like that. I like to pass the ball around, get some yards. To run the clock that way too.
Yeah, he can run when it's open, okay, and to escape.
Oh, yeah.
But just running and running and running.
And
throwing a few passes here and there, that's not going to work. It's already been proven it's not going to work.
Nope.
So we'll get that done this year. We'll get him.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Javon making a sack? Hey, how you doing, Brian? Miss y'all, man. Get it. I'll be easy. I ain't gonna hurt you.
I love this. I just can't wait when we play the Eagles. Let him have the big game of his life against his old team. Let him knock him around. Bang him around. There you go.
We'll get him. I know. Anybody stand out in camp so far that you're impressed with?
Impressed? Let's see. Well, CMC looks good. Debo looks good. Yeah.
See,
Danny Gray.
You left Ayuk out. Of course, Ayuk's been teaching classes out there.
Forget my man that's in my fantasy. Ayuk is one of my guys. I got my fantasy league. I like him.
You gotta have him, because Ayuk's gonna have a great year.
Yeah, you gotta have him. You gotta have Ayuk. He's a nuke. He's like a nuke bomb. He's ready to go.
We have a breakout player every year. Last year, arguably, you could actually say that. Ayuk did a good job last year.
No, Ayuk did good. No, Ayuk big. He proved himself.
Yeah.
I
did a good job.
No.
He's getting ready to take it to the next level now, though. You knew he had it in him.
I think he's ready. I think he's ready to take off. I think he is. I can smell Ayuk going, really setting up some records. I think he will.
Offensively, there were no more surprises on offense, though, were there? As far as breaking out, pretty much everybody who did what they did was expected. I need to see George Kittle. Kyle Shanahan's got to find a way. That's why he's been trying to find forever another tight end.
Kelsey is using. They got to use Kittle like how Mahomes uses Kelsey in Kansas City. That's what we got to use. Yeah.
Michael, they can't though because of the fact that he's the best, one of the best blockers on the team. You got to have him in that assignment a lot more often than you need to. If you get another
blocker as good as him, then maybe we can find another blocker like him.
Well, see, that's the thing.
You know what I mean?
That's what I was talking about. You got to find another tight end that can do what Kittle does.
Yep.
At least something similar. So
maybe we lucky. Maybe some tight end. Maybe we might find out. Maybe never know.
He might be in camp now. Yeah. Yeah, he might be in camp.
Some of these tight ends can get cut. You might find a tight end that gets cut, and we could take him. That could be pretty good for us.
No. We may have one in camp right now, Michael. We just may have picked up one.
Oh, okay.
We haven't looked at all those guys. Maybe Latu. Maybe he's better than anybody talks about.
Latu.
And a couple of those guys we might have. Maybe. Dwelly's already proven.
Maybe they'll be sleepers. Maybe they could be sleepers.
Yeah, because Dwelly's already, I think, hit his peak.
Alabama.
Yeah, Latu.
You never know. A lot of them could be sleepers, man.
Well, that's what we do want to know. And quickly, Michael, now, NFC West, do you think there's any chance for anybody to beat us in the NFC West?
Well, if you put all three together, all three teams that are losers together, no. They all stink.
Right. I love it. If you put the best of each one of those teams together, they still wouldn't beat the 49ers.
They all stink. Put all three of them together, they all stink. Rams together, they're like ram chop.
So we can be confident.
And I think Seattle's not going to be that good this year. Seattle's going to struggle. I think, you know what I mean?
They won't be bad.
I don't see them.
They'll be okay.
They're not. They'll be okay, but I don't see them being like the number one in our division. We'll be number one automatically, hands down. Rams, forget it. They can just forget it. Rams and Cardinals can both That's
Maybe they'll probably jump out. Seattle do like they're going to jump out probably to a lead first 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, Seattle starts the lead, and then when they choke, the coach will choke on his gum.
Yeah. Because when they,
but I don't see Seattle. I mean, they were just lucky last year. I mean, this year we'll see. I mean, it depends on the other teams in the league. You got to also think of the other teams that are in the league. That Seattle has to play against.
Yeah.
You gotta figure it out what their wins and losses will be. Teams do improve each year. A lot of these other teams do improve. The Rams and Cardinals will never improve.
Yeah. You can't see the surprises coming. But Detroit's no longer a surprise.
No, Detroit's the scariest team to watch out for. I said.
There you go. What's going to be the surprise team this year?
I say Detroit.
No, they're no longer a surprise. We know they got capability.
No, no surprise. I would say. That's a good question.
Yeah, I know. Think about that. Chat.
Chicago?
When you get Jets, who's going to be a surprise team this year? Because every year you get one surprise team or two. Michael, we're going to go. I'll look for you on Sunday.
All right, Ronbo.
All right.
Perfect. Sunday's fine. All right, 49 Power. Have a good night. Have a good weekend, buddy.
Thanks, Michael. You too. Yeah, who's going to be the surprise this year? When I think about it, who's primed for that? Could be Chicago. Maybe. The Jets.
It's going to be the Texans, Ronbo.
Oh. Good call. It's going to be the Texans. Willie Robertson Commanders are not going to be surprised. They should have did better last year. Yeah. The Texans. And the Jets better not be a surprise. They better do a good job.
The Jets are not really surprised. They just added
too much.
They just added Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they were a decent team. They just, their quarterback situation was their problem. No, they were there. They just because they got a pretty good receiver. They got a hell of a run game.
And the defense?
Their quarterback situation. Yeah, they're pretty good. So the Jets just needed a quarterback. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is really going to put up. I mean, he can. But you know how Aaron Rodgers gets. If he doesn't get his way, he turns into a diva. So it just all depends on Rodgers. If that team either can win a division or just get in the playoffs and be a problem for teams.
I'm going to be watching them every week, Emilio. No. Every week I'm going to be watching the Jets.
I'm going to pay attention to the Jets.
I can't
That's
wait.
One thing I want to see.
Because all that preparation. Man, y'all come on. Y'all better win.
Possibility, honestly, if it's a possibility, it can be the Niners and Jets in the Super Bowl. If that plays out in the that's a real possibility. Niners and Jets.
Because I see the Bills beating the Bills are going to lose to the Jets. I do believe that.
I was just about to say that too. Since you mentioned, I was like, the Bills have been having problems and they lost a couple players on defense. So I don't know. I don't see. Josh Allen is good, but I don't think he can just start just winning games on his own.
He's got
He's a hell of a quarterback.
He is, but he's got to change just a couple of things. Josh needs to stop thinking that he needs to do the whole offense. Stop running, and stop jumping over people, Josh. Have you lost your damn mind? You're the franchise quarterback. Get rid of the ball or run out of bounds. You don't need to hurdle guys. See, this is they picked up somebody, a wide receiver, thinking that's going to help Josh out, so he'll be more confident. You got Stingley. Stephon Diggs. I don't understand. I guess they double teamed him a lot. I don't know. They don't use the running back.
You know what? I won't be surprised if the Bills try to pick up Dalvin Cook.
They should.
Just trying to boost.
Yeah. But their running back last year wasn't all that bad. They just didn't want to give him the ball.
Oh no, they were up and down too. They had the great moments, like I said. A lot, yeah. They were winning because of Josh Allen, and then they lost a few games because of Josh Allen. So it's just that, yeah. Like I said, can't take nothing from the Bills. They were a hell of a team, but Oh, no, it looks like they're missing something. I don't know what it is. It looks like they're just missing something to be a great team.
No, the offensive coordinator, he's got to change a few things in their concepts. I don't need the guys. No, all else fails, Josh is going to take off. No, you need another plan B, coach. That's not good.
I still can't believe the way they lost to the Vikings last year. That was just like crazy when they lost to the way they lost to the Vikings. I said, man, that was Josh Allen from the ball at the 1 yard line. I was like, yeah.
That's why I say, I would not bet any money on a Buffalo game. They frighten me at times.
Yeah. But anyways, back to what we were talking earlier. To me, it seems like our guys are ready. You can see it in Debo, you see it in IU. CMC's out there ready. We got some of our rookies stepping up. So these guys seem ready. They like I said earlier, they seem like they will achieve that. Like we've been trying to be able to actually compete in the championship game. They wanted a fighting chance. After Purdy got hurt, I know that still leaves a bad taste in their mouth. Like, man, we're right there. We need to get a fighting chance.
Oh.
That's just the one thing they want. They think they feel like you can tell they really feel cheated out of that game.
And they should. How you gonna lose like that? If you lose in a 4-quarter game, everything being equal, okay, I can accept that. They lost.
That's why I said that. That's why I was like, after Purdy, to me, I let it go. It's like, it is what it is. Oh. It's just like, as soon as Purdy went down, it's just like, damn. I said, well, game's over.
It was.
You giving up already? I said, it's sad to say the way it went, but we kind of had to give up on it, because no get back after Purdy went down. But no, you could tell the guys are like, man, we got cheated. We need to bounce back. So, y'all look ready, right? Every single one of them. Both Fred Warner, the whole defense. They're all like, man, we need to win this game. We're not going to have another letdown like this. We got to have at least a good fighting chance. And they deserve it. They've been so close so many times.
I know.
And they just stay.
This is why it's got to stop. This has got to be the year that we succeed. You don't get there. If you don't get there, fine. You don't make the playoffs, or you get taken out in the first round, okay.
No, don't say that. We're going to make dogs. You don't say that.
No, I'm just saying. That's I can get over that. I can't get over it all the way to the last game before you get to the Super Bowl and fail in some unusual fashion. Well, that's unacceptable.
No, it's just with us. Our quarterback needs to stay healthy. It's just one of them. We can get there, even if it's Purdy, if it's Trey. The quarterback just needs to stay healthy. That's our main thing. If he can stay healthy, we can get to the Super Bowl. Because that's been our main problem the last couple of years.
Every year.
The quarterback keeps getting hurt.
Yeah, every year. Ever since 2018, every year. There's something wrong with the QB.
I think we like I said, we can get there. We still have a top 5 defense, even might be top 1 again. And like I said, we have all those weapons on offense. So
yes.
We just need the quarterback to stay healthy. That's just our main thing. As long as they stay healthy, we can get to the Super Bowl.
Well, you're gonna have 3.
There's no way around it.
So one of them, if they all of them get wiped out again, I'm gonna give up.
2.5.
Huh?
I have 2.5, not 3. You don't have
but at least that's gonna be a half instead of nothing. You know what I'm saying? So if they go through 2.5 QBs, and I'm gonna just throw my hands up in there. You know what, y'all? There comes a time when you have to realize that's not gonna happen. They went through 4 quarterbacks this last year. They went through 2.5 quarterbacks this year. Fam, it's just not in the cards. We ain't going nowhere. I swear, you'll never see me doing that because I'll never give up. But I'd be thinking something like that in the back of my head. I said, come on, Niners, man. Y'all ran through 3 quarterbacks again? No. Anyway.
Yeah, like I said, it's been a while since I quarterback. The last time I quarterback, I don't know what the Super Bowl was that 2019 season with Jimmy. So we just need that, like I said. We have that. If quarterback is healthy, we can make it.
How do you think?
And hopefully Shanahan doesn't call no plays to get our quarterback hurt too.
Don't talk it into existence. I'm gonna see you Sunday. All right.
You have a good one.
Appreciate you, fam. Yeah, not a video. And the law has just wrote it. Hey, Brian.
49ers, red and gold. Stay 49ers till I'm dead and cold. Repping the 49ers in the deep south because the law says know your role and shut your mouth.
Brian, I just realized something. You said in the deep south. Brian, how close are you to Texas?
Well, actually, I'm in Tennessee, Memphis.
Okay. So you got a lot of Cowboy fans running around there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
my dad, one of them.
You see? Hey, but Brian, before we get into why we need to be concerned or not concerned about who's going to win in the NFC West, did you have any takeaways from anything encourage you or make you crazy or anything about the 4 sessions we got to hear about as far as the OTAs, minicamp?
Before I piggyback on that, Ronbo, I wanted to share something with you. I said,
okay.
Do you realize on our schedule, the first 8 weeks, before we have a bye, do you realize that the first 8 weeks we play 3 different divisions? The first 8 weeks, because you got Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. That's from the north. That's the AFC North. Then, of course, we got the Giants in week 3. We got the Giants and Cowboys.
Man.
That's from the East, NFC East. And then we got our beloved Lambs. We got the Lambs and the Cardinals in our beloved in our division in the West.
That's a lot of time zones, ain't it? Right.
Mm-hmm.
The schedule makers ought to be against the rules. They can't do that. It really shouldn't.
Yeah, and all that. Yeah, and all that before the bye.
Well, and when they come to the bye, they're gonna be raggedy from going through those times.
I mean, yeah, you know what? On the north, actually, we got Pittsburgh, we got Cleveland, and Cincinnati. I forgot about Cleveland. Yeah.
But the worst thing is, Brian.
And then the odd team, we got week 7. We got the Vikings. But other than that, in the first 8 weeks, we played 3 different divisions. Three different, conferences. Whatever.
Well, Brian, here's what I don't understand about the schedule makers this year. Normally, they put those East Coast games back to back, and the 49ers go ahead and they spend a couple of weeks in these places. Well, now they just spread it out. Okay, the 49ers they seem to have that down to a science. Let's break it up and offer them a real challenge. No, you're not offering a real challenge. You guys gave the advantage to the other teams. Oh, that's low down and dirty.
Yeah,
so
that's how they do us, Ronald. They got us flying one end of the earth to one end of planet Earth to the other, but that's okay. But to get back to the OTAs or whatever, I would like to make a point that I think Mason at the running back position, I think Mason just needs opportunity.
Yeah.
Because he showed me something. He showed me something toward the end of the season. It's like when you put Mason in, he makes something happen. I don't know what Kyle Shanahan deal was, whatever, but Mason just needs opportunity. He just needs opportunity. When he got in, because he closed that Seattle game out. You remember that?
Yes.
He closed that Seattle game. I mean, like on 1 carry. And I'm like, wow, you're not playing
all
this
the way to the 1 yard line. Right?
Yeah, I'm thinking, why are you not playing him? It knows you need a solid. Tristan McCaffrey is cool, but he could be your closer. When you just want to run from tackle to tackle, that could be your guy. I know CMC. That's his main bell cow. But you got your closer, and he got good size. He's good leverage, good pad leverage, ball, whatever. He could be your closer. He just needs opportunity.
You got my vote. I've got no problem with Jordan Mason.
And Brandon Ayuk, Brandon Ayuk, I think he's our best pure receiver right now. He's our best pure receiver.
Has been for the last couple of years too. He was
Yeah,
that way when he
right.
first came. He's always been
Yeah.
technically sound. He is the one. And Debo's a
he's the
gadget
one,
receiver, and I got no problem with that. But that's what he is compared to Ayuk.
Yeah. Yeah,
It could be
and
tough.
and then the defenses. I think our defense will be fine. Kinlaw, I don't know. Kinlaw gonna have to stay healthy. He's gonna have to figure it out.
Call it right now. How is Javon Kinlaw going to do this year? What are you expecting?
If he stays healthy, I think he'll contribute. It's if he stays healthy, he's got to stay. He's got to get on the field. This is. I think this might be a make or break year for him.
It is. It's just that being said.
What you don't want to do as an NFL player, you don't want to put it in the. You don't want to You don't want to put that decision about your career in somebody else's hands. You don't want to do that, because at the end of the day, it's a business.
And it's going to be treated as such. And that means as a player, you've got to be aware of that fact and know that you're nothing more than another number. What's going to happen?
Right.
Javon Kinlaw has no pressure on him other than to succeed on his own. They didn't pick up his fifth-year option, so he's not under that pressure. But he is motivated by the fact that, they went and got somebody else. Well, that's all right, because I'm going to show y'all something right now. He needs to keep that mindset the whole time.
Yeah, he do. He's got he's got to compete. And and luckily he's under probably one of the better defensive line coaches in the league.
No, Brian, let me correct you on that. The best defensive line coach in the league. I'm trying to think. I don't know about the Eagles' defensive line coach, but I do know what he had as far as the defensive line, and we were still the best. So,
Yeah.
And New Orleans Saints will be the surprise team.
Yeah, the Saints, Jack, I don't know if they're going to be a surprise. Brian, that was a question I was asking the chat too. Who's going to be a surprise? How every year some team comes out of nowhere, like the Lions did last year?
I don't know. I don't know. I have to go with that Houston call. I have to say Houston.
Yeah.
I think Houston. Yeah.
I like Texans too.
I think Houston might be the surprise team.
Because DeMeco's going to fire him up. They got J-Dub on their defense, and offensively, honestly, they weren't that bad. They could use a little polishing, but they had a premier running back that I enjoyed watching. I watched the Texans about 3 times last year. I said, who's that running back? I kept asking, who's that running back? Every game I watched.
Right.
Who is that? I said, this bad boy, and I think he's got some help this year too. So, the Texans.
Well, yeah,
Damian Pierce.
Damian Pierce,
Ronbo,
thanks, Ellis. That boy is good.
Ronbo, what do you think about us having Pittsburgh and Dallas in the same year?
They did it for nostalgic reasons. Okay, all 3 teams have got up five Super Bowls or better, right? So I'm surprised they didn't try to squeeze the Patriots in there somewhere. So the best in Super Bowl history all have to play each other, right? So I don't appreciate that schedule one bit, but I do like the fact that we are playing some of the traditional elites. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, Pittsburgh on the road. Pittsburgh on the road, Ronbo, week 1.
It won't be easy. Maybe week 1 might not be bad. We can go stay there a couple of days early. I don't know if Shanahan wants to do that. Jed doesn't mind. He'll spend the money to send everybody over there and house them up and feed them. But
he will. He gonna open up the wallet.
Yeah, Jed, he's on board with that hanging out in areas before you play. So, but coming back from Pittsburgh to the West Coast and then back to the East Coast, that worries me. It really does.
I got a lot of my church friends. They talking smack about Pittsburgh. A lot of Pittsburgh fans and Dallas Cowboy fans too. I imagine. I said I'm not worried about them. Y'all the stepchildren. Dallas Cowboys. Y'all can't even go to the playoffs without our permission because y'all always wind in our lap. I'm not worried about y'all. with the last two playoff defeats that we gave the Cowboys, it is understood that you cannot go to the playoffs without our permission.
and that is literally right, because every time they tried to make a shot, there were the 49ers standing in the way.
And you know, it don't matter. The crowd size don't matter. If we play at Dallas, we do what? We take over.
Take over.
It'll be a sea of red. We take over.
Take over. So
and then you come to us. You see what happens when you come. You know, you come to us. Although they played us tough, but he come to us. It's understandable. You know, I think the defense will probably be better. I think you'll be better, because now you have somebody who can coach up the back end.
Yes.
You know, they can coach up the back end.
They picked up a wide receiver though here, Brandon Cooks. Yeah, they picked up Brandon Cooks. They think that's going to help whoop up behind. It ain't going to work. I look forward to playing the Cowboys every time we play them.
We're not worried about that. You know, it would be, because now if they'd have picked up D-Hop, I'll be more concerned with that. But Brandon Cooks, I'm not worried about that.
See, that's what I like about D-Hop.
Still got block out front.
Exactly.
Still got block out front seven.
Yeah, exactly.
Still got block out front seven.
Right, he's going down. All right, fam. Brian, I'm going to see you. I'll be back Sunday. We'll come up with some stuff to talk about. All right?
Brother Ronbo, shout out to you. Shout out to 49ers Faithful. And shout out to production.
Thanks,
and guess what? The law is finally out.
Brian, have a great night.
All right, Ronbo. See you. Hey, what next time? What, Sunday?
Let's do Sunday. Hopefully, I'm going to come up. We can work out some subject matter. But yeah.
All right. See you Sunday.
All right, fam. And GD, see, this is the loser argument. The Rams are taking up your loser argument too. Oh, those trophies are ancient. Lombardies don't have expiration dates, except for those who don't have them. Especially teams that have one or two. Between the two franchises, you got three. Gene, do you realize, like my boy Jalen always lets you know, it's been a decade since you landed another Lombardi? You are indeed one of the last people on the planet that should be talking about expiration dates on Lombardis. Yours is fast approaching. Hey, well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Show.
Ronbo, just ignore those clowns. They're not worth the time of day or a waste of a tweet or a waste of breath or anything like that.
But so you've noticed I've gotten better on Twitter. I have not.
I know.
Ignored
I've seen
Rudy
that
for the last 48 hours now. I feel like somebody who just got off of drugs or an alcoholic or something. You know, I feel better. I really do.
Good. But anyways, what's up tonight, Ronbo?
So we're looking at the what we could take away from the OTAs and camp, and is there anything to get excited about? Is there anything that's discouraging and concerned about? The quarterback room is something everybody's going to start on because it's just getting weird. And then you got
that's the most important position on the field.
Yeah, and it seems like just a mess. And you got Kyle Shanahan running around as a show. It's as if he's in prayer that Brock Purdy is ready to go opening day. I would have been more relaxed about this matter had he says, well, Brock will get all the time he needs to recover. We feel like we're probably going to be okay. We're not overly concerned. Every other day, coming right along the schedule. Kyle, what are you trying to say, Kyle? Is there something you're not telling us? So,
as the late great John Madden said, if you have multiple quarterbacks, you have none, and that's the case with us. And I am sick and tired of the mixed messages we're getting out of this front office regarding the quarterback situation. That's been a carousel since 2017, ever since we hired these two.
Actually, yes.
Any other GM, any other coach would be fired if they haven't gotten this quarterback situation straight in year 7. And let's be real, that's what happens with most organizations.
And then the new guy comes in and gets his own quarterback, and
exactly. And it's becoming tiresome. It's becoming real tiresome. Honestly, I'm sick of the division between the fans. I'm sick of the arguments every week back and forth. It's like, why can't we just get our legit quarterbacks settled Why can't we just get a legit quarterback and have it settled right away? Why?
It's a question we've been asking for a long time. So, any other?
Seems like we've been cursed at the position.
I know, but I don't want to. If you believe that, we make it happen. You send out those biorhythms that give it strength. Don't think that way. So, any other positions or any other people or names that you're getting impressed with?
A lot of people are talking about Danny Gray. I don't take anything away from OTAs until the pads come on.
Yeah.
Like once the pads come on, then Danny Gray seems to disappear. I don't think he's going to make it this year. I really don't, because we have Ronnie Bell, who's up and coming. He's a better player than Danny Gray ever was. I have a feeling that he's going to take Danny Gray's spot. I really do. Javon Kinlaw's on his way out, regardless of how hard he's been working out. We brought on Javon Hargraves, and we also brought in other defensive rotational pieces in this offseason too. And so I think Javon Kinlaw is on the bubble.
No, that was announced last year. Actually, he's been on the bubble since last season because they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. That immediately sends a message to the agent. Listen, I hope you got the memo. We're not picking up Javon's a 5th-year option. Listen, he's gonna have to show up next year, and that's it.
And if we are to win the NFC West, it all is dependent on the health of our quarterback and his play. Yeah. If the health of our quarterback is 100%, then we have a 50-50 shot at winning the NFC West.
I think it's 70-30.
No, 50-50, because there's always somebody of importance that's going to be hurt by the end of the season. It's just a given.
Okay, now we got to base it on injury potentials. That's true.
It's just the way our team is and has been ever since Kyle and John have been here. We're always hurt by the end of the season, and we have a 50-50 shot at winning the NFC West. It's all predicated off of our quarterback's health and his play, whoever the quarterback is. And, I wish I had 100% confidence in this going into the season, but I don't. Unlike some people do who like to overspill the glass here and think everything is all lollipops, rainbows, and unicorns, and when it's not. We still have not have our quarterback situation settled, and that is key. And that's exactly why it's being talked about the most this offseason.
Well,
and why the
media has nothing else they can talk about? Because look at every other position. Look at the rest of the positions on the field, stacked to the bone. So you got to pick on the 49ers for the quarterback situation because it is ailing. Poor trade the other day. He threw an INT to Terry Hyder at the line of scrimmage. I know that freaked everybody out. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Just because Brock Purdy has had a great season last season when nobody had film on him, let's be real with ourselves there.
There could be a big adjustment on that.
Doesn't mean it's going to carry. Doesn't mean it's going to carry over into the next season. The previous season doesn't always carry over into the next season. People got to understand that.
Yeah, quite
That's
often
just the way the NFL is.
Unless it's Aaron Rodgers
or
Tom Brady.
Yeah, unless you get a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady, people like that, then even though they didn't, their seasons never carried over into the next season.
True.
That great season.
Especially Aaron.
Yeah. Look at what happened when they took away Devontae Adams from him.
I know, right? Well, you know what, though? The wide receiver, was that you and I discussing whether he'd be good or not? The kid that came from Dakota?
Oh, Christian Wilson. Yeah, I thought he would be good here, but I never said he was going to be a first-round pick, which I was right about.
Oh, yeah, first round. You said he would be a first-round
pick. Yeah, he was not going to get first round because of all the talent that was overflowed that year.
I just wondered, did Aaron train him, or did he come in with those tools? Because all of a sudden he became unstoppable.
No, he came in with him. He came in with those tools. He was good. He just wasn't going to be carried. He just wasn't going to be put in the first round because of, like I said, the overflow of defensive talent that year and offensive line talent.
Yeah, went into the second round. So no matter how good he was, he fell into
the second round, much like Debo did, who was supposed to be a first-round pick, but Debo fell into the second round. Yeah. He should have been a first-round pick.
Yeah.
So
actually, that's true. No matter what anybody says about Debo, he should have been picked in the first round. He's a game changer. All your game changers, those are first round picks. Yeah.
And Brandon Ayuk would have fell into the second round, I think. Should we not have traded up to get him, because he fell all the way down to the bottom of the first round, in the mid-20s. So
yeah, like Dante Pettis, somebody got word around in order to force whatever sucker took it seriously to trade up and get, because we're going to go for him, Because
Christian Kirk was sitting right there, and we had our chances to get Kirk.
So we went to get Dante. But Pettis was actually better coming out of school, maybe, than Kirk. Right? I understand that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, because you watched them closer, but I thought statistically Dante had set an AAU record for kick return or punt, one or the other. And then we had also the kick return specialist in DJ Jones, DJ. What was DJ's last name? The one that went over to the Hawks. We had the best both punt returner and kick returner. And neither one of them could win that job. Richie James was still doing it.
Yep, that's sad.
What are we going to do?
And so, yeah. But, yeah, that's going to be the position that's going to be continued to talk about the most, because right now we don't have a quarterback.
I think we will. And I know Kyle's making me laugh with his hope that as if he didn't have another quarterback. I think Brock makes it. He's got a long time to go, and he's already taken strides. I think he makes it.
I do too.
How long he stays out?
I just hope he's 100% going into the season. I just hope he's 100%. That's all I care about. So,
man, that's just.
Yeah. All right. Shout out to the TNT fam, Papa Dragons, all the Tonys, Chill, Phil, Donut and T. Bader, you need to come on more. Sheik and Jersey, JJ. Casey from still a bum. Merrick, who also is a good caller, and to everybody else. And y'all have a great night.
Sure. Appreciate you. And you have a good night, too. Great weekend.
Thank you, sir. Oh, for sure. Thanks. All right. Take care. You too. All right. Bye.
There he goes. Show the man that keeps us all grounded, especially me, because as he says things, I have to sit there and I got to think. He might be right about that. Oh, I think he's right about that, too. Oh, please, don't let him be right about that. The whole time he's talking, I'm thinking that. Anderson!
What's going on, Ronbo, man?
Anderson, man, we're sitting there talking some 49er football because, they abandoned us. They'll be gone for weeks. Man, they can fall out of shape in 7 weeks, but they know better. They're getting paid too much money. So,
yep. Man, I think the last caller said some of the realest shit I ever heard him say.
See, that's he
saying?
does that, doesn't he?
About time. It's about time, but at the same time, I still feel Trey is gonna be our starter.
He's enthusiastic about it too.
I think
Trey believes in himself. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, it's right. They didn't have film on Brock Purdy last season. Yeah, that's right. But I still think I think he still might not be ready.
Maybe not. He's got 7 weeks.
Yeah, but I mean, football shape. I don't think he's gonna. I mean, he's gonna be ready, but I don't think he's gonna be ready for just yet football shape. I think Trey Lance, he gonna shock a lot of people. And then, like I say, like he said, like the last caller said, I ain't gonna say his name because you're not supposed to say his name. But Danny Gray, yeah. I think when the pads get on, I think Danny Gray gonna pick it up. I think he's gonna be a little bit better.
That problem he's had dropping the ball, that could be fixed. He's just got to focus more on technique.
Yeah, I think that's what I think. I think when they get them pads on, they're gonna play real a little bit more focused. Because I think right now they just getting loose and just getting ready, just trying to get in football shape, just get their body, their stamina, endurance all up. That's about it. Till it's time to really start hitting with the pads on. And the defense, man, we're not gonna speak on the defense because we know what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see some injured quarterbacks this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, Anderson, I don't wish that on anybody, though.
And I'm
Bring it back on us.
I'm tired of seeing our players hurt, and sometimes they don't even get hit. They just go down.
No, man.
I'm tired of that.
Wow.
I'm trying to see somebody from our defensive line hit the hell out of somebody, and there go, and it's 10 minutes. Bring the card out, get them out the field. They season over with. You know what I'm saying? They football, the team football, they hopes and dreams are gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of that, man. Anybody that's a fan that's not tired of seeing that man, come on, man. I mean, you don't wish that, but still, when you gotta have that mentality when you're on the field, you trying to knock somebody's lights out, even though you just playing the game. You don't really want to hurt nobody, but shit happens. Yeah. And man, our running back court, man, we gonna shine. Bobby Turner, you know what? Bobby Turner need to start picking the running backs during the draft. Kyle Shanahan needs to stop.
Edison,
Bobby Turner pick the running back.
You know, Bobby's been with Kyle a long time. I think he does consult with Bobby. I'm pretty sure he does. I don't know what in the world Trey Sermon and TDP. Well, okay, I'm gonna give TDP another minute. I'm gonna wait till see what happens in a few weeks.
I'm gonna give him a little more time. TDP, I think he still can do it because he showed little flashes. He showed some flashes.
Just use 4th and 5th round picks at the earliest. Don't 1, 2, and 3. Do not ever again pick up a running back. That's not necessary.
Yeah, you know, like they did with like what the Vikings did with Danny Cook. That's kind of retarded. Dalvin Cook. That's kind of retarded to me.
You know, and look at Saquon Barkley, 1st round pick.
For real.
Saquon has had 2 healthy seasons, right? I wanted Saquon. I knew it was a dream. You know, I was thinking, you get Barkley over here and Kyle Shanahan's offense, but they're going to tear something up. Saquon.
Yeah, Saquon, I don't know what's going on with him.
Well, he's holding out for money.
He ain't really got nobody that really can just block for him.
And see, that's true. Because there's no doubt about his ability. It's just a matter that he's tearing his legs up. So, but he can receive. He's strong. He can protect. He can pass protect, and God knows he can run the ball. So, yeah.
And then I like what one of the callers was saying. Killer needs some help over here. I'm glad we got them two tight ends. They showing.
Yeah.
They showing, so I'm pretty sure they can run. They gonna be that neck and neck. Atlanta, I think they might be a surprise team.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
So Texans and Falcons.
Yeah, Atlanta, the Texans, New Orleans.
New Orleans. You know what? The Saints have no business being a surprise. They should be picked. Actually, Vegas has got them slated to win that division. So I mean, Derek Carr was supposedly, because that defense the Saints got. That's a mean,
they do have
nasty defense. So because we had to work hard to score against them. Everybody blamed Jimmy, but that defense is seriously good.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And as far as Dallas, we're not going to speak on them because
Dallas.
I mean, I'm walking down the street today. All I hear is, Brandon, what y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do? I'm like, shit, go further than you. Go further than y'all. And it's like about 6 people. Bet up. Put a bet on it. Put a bet on it. I'm like, man, wait till the season start, man.
Yeah, before I start taking your money.
Yeah.
I like to tell fans like that. Make a bet, make it easy on yourself. What you want to put, what you want to give me. That's see what they say then, because a lot of dudes are bluffing. They think you won't call the bet. Yeah. Man.
I don't got too much more to say.
Fam, you know what, though? I do, and this is subject matter as well, because the 49ers are picked the most dominant, easiest pick in the NFL this year to win the NFC West. Do you have any objections to that prediction?
Nope, because I see the same thing. And then they got us going up against somebody who we should have kicked their ass last year and in the Super Bowl we should have won. But no, who is that? Bill Vinovich, that son of a bitch. not him. What's that referee? He was tired.
That's the right name. Let's leave it at that.
Oh, okay.
You know, the guy is. I tell you, him and his whole crew. If he was going to just let him play, then why didn't you just let him play?
Screwed us.
Yeah. Okay.
They screwed us. But but it's time to. I think we're gonna have a dominant season. The way the schedule's set up, we shouldn't lose no game. Oh. I'm looking at it. With the way the secondary play, I'm here in the secondary is in practice. Jair Brown, I want to see. He needs to be on that field.
Oh, they're going to make sure he is.
I don't give a damn.
He's too good.
I want him on the field.
Yeah, he'll be on there. They're gonna set up a defensive scheme where he's out there a lot. You know, because that's the nice thing about defensive coaches with good sense. You can build packages that you can get the players you want on the field. You can sit down a lineman. You know, maybe a linebacker drops out, and but you got speed as far as that safety goes. You got Jair Brown who can play both strong or free safety, right? Now I got Talanoga and Tashawn Gibson back there. Now I got Fred Warner up in front. You know, please try to throw the ball. I'm telling you, man. Oh, I got Tavares. I got Demo out there. I'm liking our secondary the more I think about it.
I like Demo, man. I like how he's coming up. I always been an advocate for Demo. I've always been behind him. Every year, like, man, y'all got to give, like I say, you got to give people time to develop their skills, to hone in on their skills so they can play like you want them to play.
And he's growing, too. You know, we got that kid, Deshaun, the UDFA.
Gibson?
What? No, not
Gibson?
Not Deshaun, but Deshaun, Deshaun. You know, Ellis, what's that kid's name? We got this UDFA. I was watching a clip on him today. I said, that's why the 49ers, he's only 5, I think he's 5'10", 190, but my God, he's quick and very instinctive to the ball. I think the 49ers developed something there. They're not going to cut him. I just don't think so. He runs a 4.4 too, by the way. We'll see what he looks like.
You don't cut nobody with no speed like that.
Well, Anderson, let's see. Be back Sunday looking for you.
Oh, yeah, I got a shot. Oh, yeah, let me shout out to production. Shout out to you, Ronbo.
Thanks, man.
Oh, yeah. Pump 24, 49-24. Peace. Protect our borders, baby. America first.
I love it.
Peace.
Peace out, fam.
All right, Ronbo.
Matt Anderson. All right. Yeah. Hey, yo, Ellis. Because Ellis keeps these names down. Ellis. Elvis. You know, El may be, he's a great dad. He's probably tending to the kids. You just go back and come and get him. Oh, yeah. Let Jalen come in here because the subject matter today does include the fact that Vegas has already said the 49ers will be one of the easiest teams in the league to pick as far as winning their division. Jalen. Addicted to action. I haven't seen you in a long time. How you doing, fam? Jalen. Cardinals, you're irrelevant. Jane D. Spent it. Oh, Jalen? I love this.
Farmers, y'all irrelevant. Rams, Johnson, Bones. Seahawks haven't won a ring in 10 years and counting. Ronbo, I know for a fact that can't be fun. What's the word, Ronbo? What's the word?
Jalen, was there any we're going to summarize what we saw in camp this year for the OTAs and Minicamp. But Jalen, also the subject matter is tonight the NFC West, Vegas has already given us the hands down, the easiest pick in the entire NFL to pick out as to who's going to win the NFC West. And, it was us. And kind of like that. And, I just wanted to let people like Gene D and Rudy know that, and for them to leave me alone. I've been behaving on Twitter. I feel like I've become the adult in the room. You know what I mean? I don't argue with those people. It's like somebody told me, why are you arguing with people that are below your shoes? It makes no sense. You look like a fool.
Yeah.
I said, I know you're right.
Yep. Yeah. Ronbo, see, well, when I come in here, usually I usually criticize or I'm clamoring down on the NFC West, but I rarely ever come in here and I just give praise and I be a fanboy to the 49er team. So I'm gonna do that today. Ronbo, Christian McCaffrey, Ronbo. For those of y'all don't know who Christian McCaffrey is what we call in my days, we say he is him. Ronbo, I've seen us play against Christian McCaffrey's defense. I've seen Christian McCaffrey play against his 49ers defense twice, Ronbo. Twice. In 2019, if y'all remember, Christian McCaffrey and Michael Thomas was in the MVP conversation that year. Christian McCaffrey, up until he played us, had played every snap of offense on the Panthers. Up until that one play where Nick Bosa caught that interception. That was the first play that season Christian McCaffrey had took off. I could be wrong, but y'all can go back and y'all can look in that Panthers game. I'm pretty sure that was the season where Christian McCaffrey went like 7 weeks straight and he didn't miss an offensive possession.
That's him.
So I know I've not, like, and also Ronbo, the 2 times that Christian McCaffrey has played us, even though we have had him bottled up mostly the entire game, he broke away one time, both games for like a 30-yard touchdown.
At least once.
Ronbo, you can't hold greatness, Ronbo. You cannot hold greatness. You can contain it, but you can't hold greatness. Eventually, a glimpse is gonna come out. Look, Ronbo, look at that Philly game. You couldn't hold McCaffrey all game. He was bound to make a play. He was bound to make a play. Guys like that, Ronbo, see a guy like Derek Carr, I don't give him credit because even though your team is bad, you should always be able to say, you know what? Y'all gonna respect me though. Y'all gonna know that y'all just played Derek Carr. Y'all not gonna be like, hey, we just beat the Raiders. Y'all gonna be like, hey, we just beat the Raiders, but guess what? Derek Carr was their quarterback. It's never like that with him. Because if the Raiders are bad, Derek Carr is bad. If the Panthers was bad, CMC was still gonna be good. That's fact. Same thing with DK Metcalf when we played DK in the playoffs and we blew them out. He had my respect because he had 120 and 2 touchdowns. I said, man, damn, we can't stop DK. We blowing him out, but we can't stop DK. I'm gonna give him his props. I can't give him. I'm gonna give Christian McCaffrey, Ronbo. That is one. I think he's the best running back in the league. Damn it, I
all around. Yes.
Him and
Saquon.
Down, I'm thinking about it, Ronbo. You can't stop. You cannot stop him, Ronbo. Like him and Mahomes. You can only hold those guys for about 3 quarters before they say, you know what, this is what I'm getting paid for. Yep. And they come out and they break your heart. They throw a touchdown to Brandon Ayuk like they did the Rams. Or they out here destroying the Seahawks like they did Gene D's favorite team. And even whoever's representing the Cardinals, he got a couple touchdowns against y'all too. Christian McCaffrey, man, that kid is a bulldozer, Ronbo. He's a bulldozer.
He is. I tell you, every time we play, that's why I've said Christian McCaffrey is what is going to get the 49ers over the hump. He would have done it last year, Jalen, if the quarterback hadn't got his arm broke at the elbow. I'm telling you.
I've never seen a player like that. I've never seen a player like that before. That 49ers defense in 2019 was bottling guys up. And Christian McCaffrey said, you know what? That one play, he made 2 guys miss and he was gone. I said, damn. I said you can't stop a guy like that. You can hope to contain him, but he's bound to make a play.
Stop him. So I'm so glad he's on our team. And you put him together with the rest of the guys we got. Now the rest of the guys are feeling like he ain't gonna make me look bad. All right, let's go. I like having that kind of guy on your team. Those are the guys that make winners out of winners. You know what I mean? The best of the damn best. That's Christian McCaffrey. I was so grateful we got him. I wanted him out of the draft, Jalen. And people laughed at me. Nobody take no running back in the first round. I do. I'm telling you right now, guys. Watch
Christian
this
McCaffrey
kid.
reminds me of, you remember that? You a Lakers fan, aren't you, Ronbo?
Yeah.
You remember that 2000 series against the Sixers? Allen Iverson dropped 60 that first game, and then y'all beat like proceeded to beat them like 4-1 after that.
When he stepped over Ty Lue to disrespect him, yeah.
Man, Ronbo, but AI said, man, y'all gonna remember me though. He said, I'm gonna get mine. Y'all might win the battle, y'all might win the war, but I'm finna win this battle. I promise you.
He couldn't be stopped.
You couldn't be stopped. You can't stop greatness, Ronbo. You can't stop greatness. You can only hope to contain it. And Christian McCaffrey, he's great. Yeah. He is great. And nobody in the NFC West has another quarterback. Hell, I don't even think a lot of other people in the NFC got a quarterback besides maybe Saquon, you know. But McCaffrey's such a better receiver.
Saquon
he's such a better receiver.
Yeah. But Saquon, I said, you know, Saquon is him and McCaffrey. What's his name over in the Vikings? Cook?
Dalvin?
Yeah, Dalvin is Dalvin, I put him number 3. You know, and then what's his name over in
you talk about running back? You talk
about running backs who can get it all done.
No. If we talk, I'm not gonna lie, Kamara.
I was getting ready to mention Kamara.
Rambo, when he's healthy, that dude is too nice. He's nice when he's healthy. He's nice. He is nice.
I know.
He is nice.
Between those 4, you know.
I'd say he's 3. I think Kamara is better than Cook. I think he's better than Cook.
Close, but yeah, you're probably right. Because Alvin gets on games where he takes over. I've never seen Cook really just take a game over.
Take over, because he always has 2 monsters on the outside to, you know, take a little bit of pressure off. Because he does usually play with Justin Jefferson or Adam Thielen or Stephon Diggs. Mm-hmm. So he has always had, you know, a wide receivers to have to, you know, play too high. So he's been able to, you know,
but
capitalize off of that.
But mentality-wise,
but I'm taking Kamara, Ronbo.
Yeah, but mentality-wise, I'm taking CMC over all of them.
Oh hands
he becomes possessed when he's out there.
That's great.
I agree with that.
Can't stop greatness, y'all. We was getting our ass, bro. Ronbo, nothing going good for us that entire Eagles game except for that one play McCaffrey made. You cannot stop greatness.
You knocked 2-3 dudes
even
down.
When we played the Panthers this year, Ronbo, Talanoa who fung our best tackler, Christian McCaffrey made him kiss the ground.
Bad.
Broke his ankle. Mom, you can't stop greatness, Ronbo, and we got that on our team. We got that on our team. You ain't good luck stopping all of this offense. We got George Kittle. I think healthy. If he plays the full season, I think he could be better than Kelsey, Ronbo. Hands down, I think.
That's already
been
proven.
Really a focal point. I mean, Ronbo, George, I forget. Damn it, I almost forget how good he is sometimes. What he does with the ball in his hand, because we just don't see him be the focal point of the offense very often. So when he does show up and have a big game, it's like, damn, why aren't we getting involved more?
Yeah. Because he blocks too well.
Because at one point, yeah. Like at one point, Ronbo, 2018, 2019, George Kittle was the offense. The offense ran through him.
Yeah.
Nick Mullins, I think
biggest year of his life.
I think the offense should get back like that. I think the offense should get back to running the ball in a George Kittle focal point offense. I really do.
Kyle has been wanting to do that for a long time. He's been trying to find another tight end to complement Kittle, so teams don't have to say
we got Juszczyk. Why not use Juszczyk?
Kyle never wanted to do that. We'll get the run game, Jalen. Kyle and George both are always facilitating the run, way more often than we want to see it. But that's what Kyle does. So you know, Jimmy G rarely threw to Kittle. Does anybody remember that Jimmy rarely threw to Kittle?
Ronbo, also another thing, Ronbo. Nick Mullins had a good first start for the Niners. C.J. Beathard had a good first start for the Niners. Jimmy Garoppolo had a good first start for the Niners. Damn it, even Brock Purdy. Only one that didn't have a good first start was 3rd overall pick, Trey Lance. And I'm going to leave on that. Because at the end of the day, we still the kings of the West. Kyle and me need a 2-year rest. And Gene being really can keep on crying because the 49ers going to be the best. Ronbo, let's not forget, Ronbo, over on New Sentinel Island, they heard about that Nick Mullins game on with the Raiders, Ronbo. This wasn't just some game you could catch if you lived in L.A. This is on primetime TV. Raiders fans got blown out by a 3rd-string quarterback with a baby face. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave on that.
Let me give it out. Letters! Gene, when Jalen shows up, I'm always delighted because I know he's going to just slap you around while you're standing there listening. Jalen, I'll see you Sunday. Hey, check out Ellis. Ellis, come on in, fam. Ellis, man, we're sitting there taking away from camp, but some of the positives, any negatives that you might have seen in camp is it's too small of a sample size. Can't be real vicious about the judgments, but you see anything that encourages you, or something that might scare you, disappoint. So I'm just thinking, and also, since the Rams and Hawks love to lay up in here and eat our food and watch TV and park their car out on the front lawn, do you see them having any chance whatsoever? Since Vegas has already said that the 49ers were going to dominate the NFC West, do you have any doubts about that? Ellis? Ellis, this sounds like one of those battery died situations. Ellis? One thing people, I always defend Jimmy, you know what, this thing about never throwing a Kittle, that's absurd. Him and Jimmy were always like, why do you think Kittle walks around with Jimmy G's picture on his shirt? Why do we exaggerate like that? It's Kyle's offense, not Jimmy's. Hey, Ellis.
Yeah, here we go. I'm sitting here talking. I guess I must have hit the hole, but anyway, what I was trying to say was I'm looking forward to seeing what Danny Gray does. I'm hearing a little bit of good things. Debo was talking about him. He's still making little mistakes, but he's looking a lot better.
Yeah.
He's the fastest on the team.
Well, clearly, and by a long way.
There's no debating that. But we could really use him this season. May not have did. We may have been able to get through without a problem last season, but we're going to need him this year to come through. And I'm hoping that Kyle is willing to give him that opportunity. But he also has to earn it. So
yeah,
what I've been hearing about my boy, when I've been hearing about this fellow from Michigan, man. I mean, I don't see him not making it. I'm interested in seeing the receivers how many receivers Kyle gets this year, keeps this year, and which receivers they're going to be.
So I know, right? That is because he's got some guys you can't imagine cutting, and then he's got his guys. So regardless of how good the guy is just leaving, Kyle's going to keep his guys. You notice that? He doesn't get rid of people that he's had for a while. Because Kyle has trust issues too, So
yeah, I don't see Jawan Jennings and Danny Gray not making the team unless
neither one of them getting cut
flat out.
Yeah,
but they're just flat out.
But what about Bell and the other guys that are not bad? Do you put them on the practice squad and hope nobody gets them?
Well, whoever he puts on the practice squad, not whoever, but like Tay Martin. I heard Tay Martin is looking real good this year. He's looking bigger, faster, and he's a big target. I think he's like 6'3". I mean, shit, we could use a big 6'3"
saw him for the first time the other day. Yeah, I didn't know who that was.
So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he can hide him on the practice squad. But as far as Ronnie Bell, he's not sitting on the practice squad. He's getting scooped. So Kyle's going to have to sign him to the roster.
Yeah,
he can't play. Well, he's sure-handed. He's really good. He's really consistent. Really, strong hands. He is fast. A really good player. When I looked at his tape from Michigan, I don't know how the hell he made it to the 7th round. they're just totally like disregarding what kind of, potential that a guy like that can have on a team. But I guess, maybe it's he just wasn't flashy. He wasn't in the top discussion. So then maybe that's why they didn't. Nobody snatched him earlier, but we got
priority
a
picks
with Ronnie Bell.
And sometimes it's priority picks. Just like we saw Debo fall to the second round. We've seen offensive players fall to the second and third round due to people wanting more defensive linemen, offensive linemen, something linebackers. Sometimes teams think of offensive players. That's usually the afterthought, unless you're really the top prospect in the entire nation. Or else they're going to go for defense. Everybody's trying to stop everybody's offensive action. This is why you look at George Kittle. George Kittle would be an outstanding wide receiver or receiver if he was on a team that didn't need anybody to block. Just think, what if we had another tight end that could block at least close to as good as George Kittle? How many times you'd see him going out on routes, right? Kyle knows he can play. Kelsey knows George can play. Remember that year that they did let George go out on routes more often, and he led the league finally? Those are things that are just – that's why you get defense. I got to stop George Kittle. What the Cardinals do, they went out and got Simpson. And what did George do? Ate him up. You gotta run the risk, though, So it's rough.
Well, Kelsey's lucky because
he's got all them weapons.
He's utilized. Yeah, he's not blocking or doing anything.
He can't. He's not as good as George.
Even in the planet is George. George Kittle is way better all around wide receiver, especially after the catch. Not to mention his blocking ability. I mean, Kelsey can catch the ball and he can run and do little dodges, but George almost just moves kind of like a running back when he gets the ball in his hands after the catch.
It's painful to stop him.
Yeah, man. So there's just no comparison. He's just on an offense where he's not required really to block. He's not he's not valuable in that way in comparison to George. So they're like, we're gonna have you at what we see your strong suit is, which is getting upfield, catching the ball, making big plays. But George Kittle is the most diverse and well-rounded tight end, in the NFL, and that's not to be disputed.
No, it really isn't. People can say what they want to about everybody else, but Kittle is if Kyle calls his number and gives a green light, and actually a good example of Kyle and George. Remember that game that Purdy hit Kittle for a touchdown? What did Kyle say later? Yeah, it was a good play, but Jawan Jennings was wide open. This is what people don't understand about the relationship between Kyle, the quarterback, and Kittle. When you see Kittle on a plentiful day, it's because either the running game or something is working okay, and the offensive line is doing an okay job. So we don't have to incorporate George Kittle in inline blocking, right? So some people think it's up to the quarterback at all times to pick it. It is, but it isn't, because Kyle will say things like that. So that's one of the things that's probably going to change this year. George's probably still going to get his, but Brock really did like George a lot, and he threw to him all the time and let Ayuk rest a little more. Debo wasn't playing that much, and so now you only have two guys anyway. So, that helped a lot. But when all things being equal, George Kittle's not going to get his share of passes. This is not going to happen.
Yeah, and that's it's unfortunate, but I'm hoping that this year Kyle decides to do some things with the offense and open up, some bigger and more effective pass plays, and kind of gives us more of a balance instead of being so predictable and dependent on the run. I always talked about that predictability in the pass and stuff like that, and we really have the offensive weaponry that allows us to do so many more things. Right. I mean,
because Raheem Mostert is gone. Exactly.
Well, imagine with I don't know how the hell I forget his name. Andy Reid. Imagine what Andy Reid would do with our players.
I really would like to know too. How would he rearrange things?
He wouldn't just be going to the same people. You see how they spread the Mecole Hardmans, how they was incorporating Juju. They incorporated a lot of no-name guys, and they spread the ball around. They go everywhere. They do a lot of tricky stuff, a lot of things that teams don't expect. They're thinking outside the box. I know that probably had a little bit to do with their offensive coordinator as well. But I mean, that's what you do. You guys try different things, and and I hope he does well in Washington. But I got high expectations. I'm not hearing too many good things though about Javon. I'm hoping that Elijah Mitchell can come through this year because, like I said, it's a make or break for him, man. If he comes through with that injury bull, as much as I loved having Elijah Mitchell, had high hopes for him getting drafted, he's gonna miss the train.
Yeah.
And I think he'll still make the team, honestly. But after the season, I think this is gonna be it for him.
Yeah. How many years? This is year number. What year is this for him?
This is 3.
This is only 3. So next year.
This is 3. Yeah.
He's got to stay.
So he's got an opportunity to make up.
If Jordan Mason goes out there when he's out in one of his 2 or 3 weeks heel ups, and he does a good job, that is going to be it for Elijah. He's really got he's got a lot of pressure to stay on that field because Mason's up and coming. I don't know who else we got in camp, but yeah, his job's up for grabs if they can just do as well or nearly as well. God, that's scary.
Yeah, we got some good backs.
I know.
Yeah, Jordan Mason, I would say to be a breakout player for me for the season. It's either him or Danny Gray, but I'm a little more. I'm actually a lot more confident in Jordan Mason being that guy because we already know what he's able to do, and he's already shown us, with the touches that he had, the little touches he has gotten, the opportunities he has gotten. He's made the best of them, a lot more than Danny Gray has. Danny still needs to come with it.
And first of all, he's got to do something in practice to let Kyle let him play. I think there's something going on in practice we don't know about. So, Ellis, we got to go though. I'll see you Sunday.
Defensive lineman that we got from North Dakota who played with Trey, he's a sleeper. He's like 6'5", 6'6". He's like just under 300 pounds. That's a big
defensive
or something like that.
I like those sizes.
Yeah, man, he's so there's going to be some interesting things going on that defensive line. Javon is going to find himself the odd man out. Honestly, I would not be surprised if he was a sure-cut candidate, especially if he's already not able to get through OTAs and really do anything. Like we can't. If his body doesn't let him go, man.
Ellis, don't say that. I'm wishing good things for Javon. we got to roll up though, fam. Give my best to the squad. I'll see you soon.
Light it up. All right, fam. Peace and love. Shout out to the faithful, man. Y'all know what it is, man. And hit that like, subscribe. You know you have. Wipe your feet. Thank you for the platform.
Thank you for participating, Ellis. Appreciate you, fam. You know that.
All right.
All right. Night, fam. Ellis, hey, just check in on Bethel. Hey, Bethel.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Bethel, we're finishing up, and we got no more football for a month and a half.
Yeah.
Jesus, I don't remember it being this long of a break last year. I thought it's usually like a month, but not nearly 2 months. Of course, that allows, since the 49ers are so worried about it, I guess that allows Brock Purdy to heal up. If he doesn't heal up in 7 weeks, I guess they think, well, he's never going to heal up then. But, yeah, you see anything that you appreciated in as far as some players that we didn't know anything about? Or players we do know a lot about, like CMC out there going nuts? Not even CMC, it's OTAs. Oh!
Yeah. See, you love a player like that.
You
always root for a player like that. And, and plus you motivate other people to do stuff like that.
Embarrassing me if I'm not working that hard. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Devo's seen that because, now you see how we're using CMC and, Devo doesn't have to take all the load.
And Bethel, wait, add to that. Debo sees now that there are some times when he is not the man.
Yeah.
Debo!
So I'm thinking Debo later on, he's not gonna be in this team anymore. He's probably gonna go we're gonna either trade him or get a contract.
I like to pick on him, but I don't want to see him leave. Debo, I love watching him work.
It's just because the way he talks.
Yeah.
And because if you ask George Kittle a question, and you see George Kittle says, "Oh no, I don't care about stats," as long as we win, that's what matters. And if you see Debo says, "Oh yeah, I need to get better. I need to do all this," and
doesn't talk. He's not team-oriented conversation. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and that kind of gets worried. And
and just like another example of George. Remember we were running the ball and against the Packers in 2019. Most fans were pissed off because Jimmy wasn't passing the ball. But anyway, George was only yelling on the sideline, "Run it down the throat!" That's a lot of tight ends or anybody, wide receivers, they probably want to be involved in action. Not George. And maybe I imagine some other guys on the team too. Let's just destroy this team, demoralize them. We're running the ball down their throat. Let's just continue to do so. And most quarterbacks would have complained too. Nobody complained. This is the kind of mindset that's on most of the 49ers, whatever it takes to win, And that'll get us
the only thing that, I didn't like that, Donald
Aaron.
He foul when, nobody chasing you. It's it's a guy, pretending to chase you, so you can see that the DB chasing you and you fall down. Like,
wait.
I seen a
Bethel,
meme where they
who
said
are we talking about?
he was seeing ghosts.
Sam.
Yeah. He fouled. I seen that. I'm like, why are you falling down? It's only practice.
I gotta go find this clip. It must be on YouTube. I've heard about this. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I've seen Darnold play one or two times. That wasn't one of them.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
That is bad. That's embarrassing.
Yes, that's and then I see our new DB guy, got an interception, and that tells you, they, our middle and our sides are gonna be covered. So
he's teaching technique, Bethel. Yeah, Coach Wilkes is teaching technique. Demo loves him. Demo gave him a name, high praise kind of name. Right up there with a Jedi coach, But, Devo's learning a lot of things from when he describes some of the things he's learning about reading torso, chest, and things like that are going to give away so he can get a jump on the ball. I think Richard Sherman was trying to teach Demo some of that too. But now they're really pushing it because that's what Sherman lived off of. He wasn't fast, but Sherman knew right where the ball was going at all times. That takes a special kind of person, though. Not anybody can just learn that.
Yeah, and that's that's why Brandon Ayuk is gonna break out, and it's
he did last year. Actually, Brandon Ayuk's had 2 good years. He almost had 1,000 yards the year before. This year, if the pace continues, we can expect about 1,200-1,300 yards out of Brandon Ayuk. Because whomever's guarding him is in deep trouble.
It's funny that I was hearing about you guys say about who's going to go to Super Bowl. The same guy that actually did the prediction of the Super Bowl last time said that they leaked the 5 teams that are going to win. And funny that it's going to be the Jets and the Niners in the Super Bowl, supposedly. Because
Robert Saleh versus his coach.
Yeah, possibly, but I don't know if it's how true it is.
Bethel, think about it for a minute, though. But both teams, it's Super Bowl or bust. It is Super Bowl for bust. The Jets did everything in their power to make that team what it is. You went and got Aaron. You got all the people he wanted to play with him on offense that he wanted. You've already built a defense over the last couple of years. You went through all this trouble. You bent over backwards. You're paying Aaron how much money? If you don't go to the Super Bowl, the New York media is going to skewer you guys. And with us, we've been fooling around with this for how many years now? Win it, damn it. Get there and win it. It's time. And see, that's why it should be. Both those teams should be more determined than anybody in the league. Patrick Mahomes and guys, they should be feeling good about, we already got 2. We can take a break this year. You know? And then the Eagles, it was an accident they even went last year anyway. So.
Yeah. Yes, and then I remember Rudy, Rudy Pooty.
I call it Rudy Booty.
He said that I'm compliment that he called me young, but that I'm a young person. I'm not young. I'm 41 years old. I've seen a lot of stuff. I'm old enough to see a lot of stuff. So,
Rudy
even though I sound young,
No, Rudy likes to make statements. Rudy likes to fish as he's trolling around. He says things knowing that you're going to react. So that's why Rudy, you notice how, Rudy, I ain't talking to you. I haven't talked to him in 2 days.
I say it as a compliment because, even though I sound young, I'm older.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm saying, so.
I agree. Rudy has questionable statements all the time. And that's why I don't know where he gets off thinking he could call somebody out on anything. God. Rudy's put more lies on Twitter than any politician.
I remember, I used to like their running back that they had, and I think he's the ambassador for the Rams right now.
Cam Akers?
He's, number 28.
Oh, you're talking about the Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Yeah. No, he was good.
I used to like him, because he was a really good running back.
Yeah, one of the best of all time.
I just didn't like the team that he was on.
They've had a few people you got to like, but the Rams in general.
Yeah.
Bethel, we got to go, though. And let's see you Sunday, okay?
All right. See you Sunday.
All right, fam.
Punch the like, and let's go Niners.
All right. Night, Bethel. Oh, what is that guy? He had the most beautiful stride when he turned that corner. Hey, and it's Papa Dragon, the leader of the Dragon Clan. Bob.
What up, Ronbo? Shout out to you and shout out to production. Shout out
Eric
to
Dickerson. Thanks, man.
Empire.
Hey, Pop. Thanks, fam. Back at you.
Shout out to Jalen and Ellis. Tore it up tonight.
Yeah.
Shout out to those fellas, man. Shout out. Good show. Good show.
Y'all just say you forgot to mention Big Show. Big Show brings a reality to us sometimes that we don't want to accept.
Big Show comes in last, man. Because Big Show, you always remember who last.
I know you should.
Love the Big Show.
In fact, Pop, let me ask you this question. If you were in charge of the franchise and you wanted a GM assistant at least, even if you didn't make him the top, would you hire Big Show in there to talk?
No, of course not. No.
Big Show sees things in black and white. We're not winning. He has to go. Big Show,
Big Show. No. Big Show would be like, he'd be like Josh McDaniels, like when he went to the Denver Broncos and just started getting rid of people. That'd be Big Show.
No. Big Show, you can't do that. And
Big Show play. Big Show don't play. He gonna come in and set his agenda.
But by bringing in people like what the Rams did, just at all costs, no matter what it costs, get him. What happens it costs? Doesn't matter. Well, what about next year? We're not worried about next year. It'll take care of itself. Okay, you know what? See, this is why we're looking down a deep cliff. There's a dark cavern way down below, and you'll see a little hornhead. They will be down there for an indefinite period of time. Pop, let me stop. You know how I feel about the Rams. Don't get me started on them. Okay, go ahead.
No, I don't know. I totally know how you feel. I get it. I understand it. I got me personally. I'm too old to be hating on people like people do. You know what I'm saying? So I always try to.
It doesn't make any sense.
I always try to just be respectful and just call it like I see it. The Rams did what they had to do to get a Super Bowl ring, and the key factor for them was getting a quarterback. And for some strange reason, we just haven't figured it out. I'm just saying, man. The Chiefs figured it out. The Rams figured it out. Tampa Bay figured it out. But we just didn't listen.
Wait. Pop, did Tampa Bay? Oh, okay, but listen. Did the Jets figure it out? Pop, you know what? This is gonna put all that to a test. Is it just about having that quarterback? Because
no, it's about having a winner on the field. Let me repeat that. It's about having a winner on the field. Is Brock Purdy the best talent in the NFC West? Probably not. But is he the best competitor with that swagger that just
then he ends
bring
a competition?
That's what I'm trying to say. Is sometimes the best talent isn't always the best. Exactly. Because I remember, like this past draft, the number one safety on my board was, Brown. And people would say, well, why is it Brown? I'm like, he had 10 interceptions in 2 years. Look at him play.
That's easy right there. Yeah, you got to take that serious. Right. I agree.
Statistics, even in minicamp and OTA, the stats don't mean jack. How do the players look in the role that they're in? Right? So if you look at statistics, for example, perfect. It was perfect. The talk about him being a great player is not misplaced, because what great players do is they bring the best out of the best players, right? So for the first time in a long time, who's flying around minicamp that's looking dominant? George Kittle.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of George Kittle is the dog that chases the fast car.
Yeah, but he's chasing McCaffrey now. See, that's why we got two of those now. Yeah. This is what I love. Ain't no excuse for jiving and half-stepping, Debo.
Debo is not that dog. Debo is the smart dog that's kind of lazy, right? But still get some stuff done.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I ain't chasing after that car, but I will chase that fat cat. Like, that's Debo. George Kittle will chase everything. The faster, the better. And what
doesn't care if it causes him any damages, broke arm, leg, back. George is still coming.
When you don't have a head coach that sets the tone for winning, when you have a scheme-based head coach, what I mean by scheme-based is like the best coaches and the best leaders that we've ever seen can get up in front of that locker room and just make you believe that you can win. You don't believe me? Look at what Deion Sanders has been doing as a head coach. Yeah. He makes people believe, right? Even if you're sorry or you're not the best, believe.
Wait. I gotta say though, fam, Kyle Shanahan had those guys believe in year 2018. They really believed in him. They talked about it all the time.
That's not the issue. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I am not saying that Kyle Shanahan is a bad coach. I'm saying he's a good coach that can get better.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
And he has to get better because everything is on him. Because he doesn't trust the quarterback to make those plays on the field, to be that coach, to be that leader on the field. It's not the quarterback, it's Kyle. So when Brock Purdy did it last year, he took it upon himself, because remember, Brock Purdy's got no pressure.
And no real intelligence about the offense. He knows it, but not that well.
Pressure. Well, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna go out the back door here. I'm gonna cut up here. I'm gonna go over here. In the red zone, am I gonna throw it to who I'm supposed to? Most of the time I'm not. I'm gonna make a play though.
Yep.
But that's what you need in a quarterback. You have to let your quarterback play the game. But what did Brock Purdy this offseason? Oh, yeah, well, I need to do a better job of staying in the system and putting the ball where it's supposed to go.
And where do you
he's doing
and where do you get that from?
Right.
You know who
We've been talking about
told
this,
that.
We've been talking about this. So that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if a quarterback makes the play, he should get praise for it. Now, is it the right play or the wrong play? It doesn't matter. But how many times have we seen Kyle blow up because the quarterback didn't throw it where he wanted to throw it?
Right. Even when it was effective. Even when it worked. Kyle, what?
I'm saying. And no matter what happens, Kyle's going to point that out to you. He's not going to come across and say, good play. But there's a balance between, going off script and staying on script. And I've always told people, even when Trey was drafted, that Kyle Shanahan has found his football soulmate. Now, again, we didn't look for Purdy. We lucked into Purdy, and Purdy's the man right now. And I don't believe that Trey is ready to compete this year, although he will play. I do believe that next year, after he has a full offseason of his new offseason regimen, working with Patrick Mahomes, I do believe that he will be a threat to the top job next year. If he doesn't get it sometime during this year, he will be probably the threat. Now, people are saying, well, him and Sam Darnold are so close. They're not as close as you think. You can't just look at the statistics. You have to look at the body language. You have to look at how the person commands the huddle, how he commands the team, how he gets the boys moving. And George Kittle's singing a different tone this year, isn't he?
He likes him. He likes the confidence. He looks like he's having fun.
He's in a different tone. So he's growing, and that's what you want. He is growing by leaps and bounds. Now we need to see Purdy do the same thing next offseason. Does Purdy grow leaps and bounds? Does he play all 21 games this year? That's what we need to see happen. In order for him to solidify it, he's got to show us, because he hasn't done it yet. People want to anoint him like he's already done it, but he hasn't. So when he does that, when we have a quarterback that can be there for 21 games, then we got it. When we have veterans that are part of the Cabo clique doing what McCaffrey's doing, showing the young people this is how we practice in San Francisco, then we're on the way. So coach still has some work to do. The Cabo clique still has some work to do. Jed York still has some work to do to get us over the hump. It's not all on one person, but if I had to put an order of people that this season is dependent upon, the number one person, the number one player is Kyle Shanahan. And the number two person is whoever the quarterback is. And I believe that's going to be Brock Purdy. That's number two. Those two guys, if they are playing, if they are doing their jobs at an elite level, then they should go very, very far this year. But
they better, Bob, because people are tired of the 49ers getting all the way there and coming out dry. But
that's what I'm saying. Look at the situation. We're talking, 7 years? We're talking how many different quarterbacks in those situations? How many different injuries?
Bob,
you know what I'm saying?
It's painful to even reminisce, you know what I mean? But we got to go.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But let me leave it.
Go ahead.
Let me leave you with this. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
We, as 49er fans, especially this particular clique, we have used that term way more often, I bet you, than any other team in the league, not named Detroit.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. I tell you what, I will eat the biggest crow if McKivitz plays at a Pro Bowl level this year. That's all I got to say.
I tell you, it will be a wonderful thing. All right, Bob. Look forward to hearing from you, as I always do. See you Sunday, fam.
Awesome. We'll see you then, man.
The Cabo clique. Pop coined that phrase. You know that, don't you? You know what it means, right? It said, it's Terror Dome. I feel like watching a He-Man cartoon. There's a man in arms, Terror Dome. They go out and take out whoever. I know, right? Everybody knows who. You know who He-Man is, right? Everybody knows who He-Man is, right? Hey, Terror Dome. He-Man. I watched way too many cartoons as a child. I know, right? As an adult, too. Tony out. T. Tony's trying to, I was going to say, Tony's trying to connect. I can hear some noise. Tony, come on in, man.
What's happening?
Tony, man, we're sitting back here going through camp notes and, taking note of some things we've already seen. And I imagine you've done the same thing in Atlanta. And we're picking out the division winners. And, Tony, I thought of you immediately upon reading as to who BetMGM has decided was going to win each division. Now, with our division being the easiest one to call, I wanted to make sure that Gene D and Jimmy Everett knew who was going to win this division, according to them. and then I saw it, and I said, wow, the Falcons are being disrespected here. Was it? They're picking the Saints to win that division, huh? All right.
That's fine, Ronbo, because I got the routers. Today I got the routers of all the teams. I haven't looked at our division yet. But, man, Green Bay is even better than I thought, Ronbo. I forgot that they drafted that defensive end, Devon Wyatt, out of Georgia last year with their first-round pick.
It was second-year player, yes. Now he can play.
Yes. And remember I told you all the Green Bay defensive players, Kenny Clark, the two-time Pro Bowler, and no tackle, he's back. Devontae Campbell, who was a linebacker with us, we drafted him in the 4th round the year we went to the Super Bowl, played him out of position at outside linebacker. He signed with Green Bay in 2020, became All-Pro in 2020 and 2021 as an inside linebacker. He's playing next to that kid, Quay Walker, another first-round pick from Georgia last year. They brought him on slowly, but that's the inside linebackers. Rashawn Gary, the first-round draft pick from 3 years ago.
Oh, you know what?
He's starting. Green Bay's winning that division.
Again, he's looking. Rashawn Gary's looking pretty good now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Sometimes it takes a guy time to develop.
Show picked him, and I laughed that year. Because Show did not want Nick Bosa, so he picked Rashawn Gary. And had the entire, all of us were just laughing. Yeah, come on, Show, we're not going to pick Rashawn Gary over Nick Bosa. And now, it took a minute, but Rashawn Gary, last year he wasn't that bad.
Yeah, so that linebacking core in the 3-4. On the right side, you got the inside linebacker who's a former first-round pick from Georgia. Rashawn Gary, a former first-round pick from the Michigan Wolverines. Then, outside linebacker, inside linebacker. Then the next inside linebacker is a 2-time All-Pro, former Falcon. And then the other outside linebacker, Preston Smith, one of the Smith boys.
Yep, because they got rid of the other Smith, right? Yeah.
And Ronbo, Detroit has not addressed that defense, man. I ran Don Bear out of the track tonight.
It's so funny because there was some ESPN they were arguing a couple of days ago about don't overlook Green Bay, and they think they're going to get better now, and because they said nobody knows anything about Jordan Love, and that's for a good reason. I said, wow, nobody does talk about Jordan Love, but Green Bay Packers, the analysts really likes him.
Green Bay's winning the division. I don't even think it's going to be close. Ronbo, do you think Minnesota's tanking?
What? For what?
You think the Vikings are tanking?
So they get Caleb?
Yeah, the Williams, the wide receiver, but
no, I mean, you know what? Does it help for them to tank? I mean, how bad are they going to be? Minnesota can stagger into about the middle of the pack as far as the draft, most likely. How many games do you think the Vikings are going to lose? I hadn't even thought about them.
I thought they won that division by smoke and mirrors last year. Their defense was terrible.
They did. I mean,
their defense was terrible.
10 games. They start off 10-0, right?
I don't think they started off 10-0.
Well, it was some ridiculous number. Tony, I think it was 10-0. And I kept saying,
no, they weren't.
Are the Vikings that good? And then we finally seen them get beat. No. How'd they do that?
They were 9-1.
9-1.
They were 9-1. They lost the second game to Philadelphia. Then they reeled off 8 straight. Yeah, you're right, Ronbo. Then they lost to Dallas, beat New England, beat the Jets, lost at Detroit. They were like win 2, lose 2 the rest of the way.
Because they were a top seed. What were they, number 2 or 3?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
And I kept
if
thinking,
anything you want to know about the division, I got it right here. They're picking the Rams to finish 3rd.
Well, the Cardinals aren't going to beat anybody.
I think they're going to beat the Rams. I just don't see it.
Because the Rams, the Cardinals, the Rams have a little to offer. The Cardinals got rid of everybody. They traded. Did they trade a pick yesterday?
I know. Let's see, the Cardinals. They drafted B.J. Ojolari. They still got they moving Xavier Collins, the defensive end. Ronbo, they drafted an inside linebacker out of Tulsa. Now they're playing him at defensive end. That's out of position.
See, this is the 49ers did to Solomon Thomas. The 49ers love to do that too, and the 49ers say, no, we're making sure that these guys are versatile enough in case we need them in another role, and that's why we try to have that, and all our coaches do. I know, but you're not getting the best of that player. You drafted him as a safety, and now you're going to ask him to play running back? Come on, guys, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, the 49ers are doing that for a while. That's why you got him, because he was good at what he did. Now, why would you ask him to do something else? That bothers me.
And the Cardinals are going back to a 4-3, Ronbo. They were 3-4. They're going back to a 4-3. So with the talent they have, they got some. It's going to take time, so I don't see it. But
no, and see, they're going to be experimenting for a while. Got a new coach. They're going to be a mess. So, yeah, they're not going to be able to beat the Rams.
Look at this defensive line. Starters, Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, Von Hargrave, Drake Jackson, linebackers Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw. Who is Flanagan Foles?
Is it Demetrius Flanagan Foles? I don't know what his parents were thinking when they had him. They just messed with his name. He had to be famous. He's a linebacker and a safety turn linebacker, like a lot of people are in the NFL right now. He's good in coverage. He's fast. He sits behind a lot of teams. He might be able to start. Actually, he's not a bad football player.
And I forgot y'all got Austin Bryant. Remember that we were talking about 3 or 4 months ago about Clemson, that defensive line of Christian Wilkins, Dexter Lawrence, and Cleveland Farrell. Austin Bryant was the 4th party on their defense.
They had a name
like the other.
What do they call themselves as a unit?
I don't remember.
I remember. They had the most adorable name. It was vicious, but they made that work. So I know,
3 of them went first round, and so you guys got
the Hot Boys.
The Hot Boys? Did they call themselves the Hot Boys? Yeah. No, that was us. Our guys called themselves the Hot Boys, and the Cowboys got mad. Tony, remember the Cowboys?
The gay boys.
The Cowboys used to call themselves. The 49ers, B-O-Y-Z. I think the Cowboys put 2 Z's on it or something like that. And the Cowboys got mad. Yeah, well, y'all go see. We gonna see who the Hot Boys really are when y'all come to play us. Oh, okay. Needless to say, we left with the Hot Boys name still intact. I think. Yeah. So that unit had a lot of players. Yeah. Cleveland Farrell's looking good in camp this year. Now that you mention him, though. So far,
he might be good as a replacement piece. Ronbo come instead of a starter where there's a lot of pressure on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he couldn't reach he was never bad, really, from what I understand, at setting the edge. But the quarterback was safe. Cleveland had about 3 or 4 sacks the entire time he was in Oakland. But then again, so did the guy we picked up from the year before last as well, who's running around all over the league getting paid now, Arden Key. So I'm not sure, but then again, you see, I can't make that theory work because the other guy on the other side of the field is one of the premier edge rushers in the NFL. What's the other kid's name on the other side?
For you guys?
For the Raiders.
Oh, you talking about, I forgot his name, Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Nice. I wanted us to draft him.
Yeah, because I was wondering why Cleveland Farrell and Arden Key were no good, but yet the other edge rusher is one of the best in the league. So
they should have been.
Well, we'll see
I
now.
feel like the Chargers. I just got a feeling the Chargers are going to do something and get over that hump. You talking about Max Crosby?
Max Crosby, thank you.
Max Crosby.
Okay.
And they still got Chandler Jones. Hey, Ronbo, what's this I hear about Jimmy G had some foot surgery in March and didn't tell nobody?
Yeah,
and it came out about a week ago.
Yeah. And I understand now. I didn't understand at the time. I got mad at him. Jimmy, man, what's it? And I'm a Jimmy G guy. Jimmy, why did you get that done in the beginning? Why did you wait till now? I understand now. Jimmy G, according to Ian Rappaport, that foot will be fine far before training camp starts. So it's just a lot to do about nothing now. But yeah, he did have another foot. That same foot, I guess, wasn't completely healed. You know how those injuries go. You have a relapse on him. He had to go back for another procedure, from what I understand.
I was looking at the Miami Dolphins. I forgot they got Chubb from Denver. They picked him up in the trade last year.
Oh.
The outside linebacker.
Oh, that's right.
I'm like, man, that might be defense. Right, man.
Again.
So the Jets, it ain't gonna be easy.
But again, they brought the Kyle Shanahan disease, Mike McDaniel up there, and everybody got hurt. It's just it's frightening. Tony, we gotta go though. Go ahead, finish that.
Yeah, they got Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips, who was a first-round pick out of Miami. I liked him. And the two outside linebackers, Christian Wilkins at defensive end, and Emmanuel Abga at defensive end.
I remember
that conference gonna be a dog.
That's a
fight.
good team. Yeah, I know. There's no shoe.
And Rodgers might take a beating.
I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna watch every game too. I want to see Aaron. Aaron, come on, Aaron. You got everything you wanted. They did everything you asked them to do. Now go ahead. You got to go to the Super Bowl now. If you don't go, Aaron, we got to go, Tony.
He was driving. He threw that interception in the fourth quarter to cost the game. Aaron, where are you?
Aaron, Tony, we got to go. Production's driving me nuts.
Yes.
I'll see you Sunday.
Yes, sir. We'll talk Sunday, and I got those salaries on Sunday, quarterback salary.
All right. Looking forward to that. All right, Tony. Have a great night. And let's go back and check and see if Terror Dome, is he ready? Hey, you know what's so funny? Have anybody ever recorded you while you were sleeping?
Ain't no way that man is asleep.
That man is deep sleeping, JJ. I mean, he's went all. You know how you go through several levels before you get to the ultimate level of sleep. Terror Dome. I'm talking. He can see stars,
right now.
ain't he? And also, I like the rhythm of the breathing. And what cuts off like that? You can actually study what a snore does to a person. See why did that get so short? First, one was long. That one's a medium size. Okay, let's put Terror Dome to sleep now and let him go. And Gelati Moreno. Hey, what up, yo? Gee, I said my thanks, fam. Gelati, good to see you. But I'm saying there's a lot of people returning that makes it clear that football season is back. And hey, Steven in Rome. Steven.
What's up, Ronbo?
Steven, you, man. Did you guys, you and Rome go see the latest Fast and Furious?
No, we were watching White Man Can't Jump.
You know what you remind me of doing that? Woody Harrelson was at one of the NBA games. I think it may have been the Lakers' last game or something, or somewhere during that series, because I think he lives in the LA area. Woody Harrelson was running around with that shirt on. I said, at the game.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie, Ronbo.
I watched it 20 times. Are you kidding me? I love it.
That and Do the Right Thing is probably my favorite Spike Lee movies.
I tell you. But that one, man, Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson, man, those guys, they just played that part so. See, it's all about casting. You got to get the right guys to play these roles. And Harrelson and Snipes, my God, that was perfect.
And it's crazy, too, because you never would have thought the two of them would have worked so well together. Because they're two polar opposites.
Yeah. You know what though? They probably hit it off as bros as soon as they met up with each other. Because I've met Wesley Snipes before. What was that event? But Wesley Snipes is seemingly easy to get along with. And Woody Harrelson seems like a goof.
Oh, I've heard.
So that would make sense.
Yeah, man. That's what I heard about Woody Harrelson too. Is that they're both really good people to get along with, especially when it comes to acting. No one tries to showboat each other. They're just how you doing?
You know.
And Woody Harrelson, they both smoke weed. So.
See, that's always a common denominator that can bring two people together. You know.
Oh yeah, that's a make or break right there. But what was it? Man, Ronbo, I'm excited about what the 49ers have got going.
Steven, your reception. Did you move from one spot to another?
I did, yeah. I jumped in my car really quick.
Oh, okay.
But what was it? The hype around the 49ers for this offseason, it's crazy. But then again, I'm hearing like, oh yeah, the whole QB competition is all hype, it's all smoke and mirrors. But then I also hear Sam Darnold is doing really, really good.
Yeah. I tell you, I wonder what's going to happen with that. I have no idea.
I can tell you what's probably going to happen, Ronbo. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty positive that if Trey bombs and Purdy's not fully ready yet, it's going to be Sam Darnold. And then if Sam Darnold is really, really good, then the real QB competition is going to take place against Purdy and Darnold. And Trey is just going to be a common denominator, unfortunately. They're going to find a way to get rid of him, or he's going to find a way to get rid of himself. And it's just kind of, it's just going to look really, really bad on the 49ers. I mean,
that's just making a mess. It really is. You know what? You got to keep Trey for the entire time. You cannot get rid of him early. Because they're talking about this new guy they brought in. The backup for the Bengals.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, well, anyway, they're saying all kind of nice things about him now. And I say, this is really turning into a drama.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but the 49ers kind of dug their hands a little bit in the XFL and did a workout with, I believe, a wide receiver who is a very cutthroat wide receiver. I mean, he's very much like how, remember that time the Rams had that one QB from the XFL who, what's his name, Zappy, I think his name is? No.
That name?
He was the one who, he was like a really crazy QB out of the XFL that played for the Rams. I did better than Matt Stafford, but unfortunately almost got his head cut off during one of the plays. It was in the playoffs. I think it was either right before they faced us, or it was the time we didn't even make it.
Did the 49ers pick him up? Is that where you were going with that?
They're working him out. They're kind of flirting with the idea of probably taking him because he would be a really good wide receiver for the 49ers because he's got everything they're looking for right now.
I just realized.
But the problem is that
I saw that posted the other day. I didn't read it because the 49ers are constantly bringing people in, and I sometimes don't feel like reading about everybody because they're bringing people in all the time. But I should if I'm going to do this. But yeah, what's his name?
What it looks
I know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, because like I said, they're flirting with the idea of bringing in this guy from the XFL for the right price. However,
how good is he?
It tells me that one of the wide receivers in that room is not up to par yet, and the only person I can think of is probably Danny Gray.
Uh-oh.
That's the only person I can think of. Hey, Danny Gray's not doing too good. We need a backup just in case. So Brownie goes down, Debo goes down, Third and Juwan goes down, and who else? Ray. Because Ray, as much as I love him, as much as I love watching him play, if he gets hit just the right size, just as the right amount of pressure, that ball's coming out.
Yeah. Didn't he do that last year once during a time where we've all lost our minds, you know.
He did what? He did it on a punt return, and that time he just dropped it. He was running, and somehow he just managed to lose it. Yeah. It slipped right out of his hands. And the second time he got hit, but he didn't get hit that hard, and it just popped right out of him. And it was all in the same game. So they're kind of, like I said, they want to bring in just an extra, wide receiver just to kind of put in that depth, so that way they don't have to resort to, hey, Brandon's got to pull to whatever, Devo's hurt,
But what you're saying is they're bringing him in to compete, and if he can't beat out somebody, then you want either him or the guy he beats out is going to the practice squad, because the 49ers don't have any extra money to just be throwing around. So they're bringing him in. They're bringing him in and wondering if he's going to be of any value to him, because he ain't got nothing to lose if he's on the XFL. He's got time. Their league isn't playing right now.
Oh, yeah, he's not playing time. But the thing is that if you're in the XFL, you're not making that NFL type of money. You're making that XFL money, which you have to get a part-time job to recover from.
Yep.
So he's got nothing to lose, but he also has everything to gain if he performs really well and the Niners grab him. So, I mean, I say go for it. What's the worst that could happen? Really? I mean, we've seen what XFL plays like. We've seen how their play style is a lot more aggressive. And who knows? We need a very aggressive wide receiver on that team. I mean, don't get me wrong, Brandon Ayuk is really, really good. Super aggressive. He's got that dog in him. Same thing with Deebo Samuels.
Yep.
Third and Jawan. But after that, who is left?
Well, you got McCaffrey, who's like, McCaffrey. I don't even know what to call him, because McCaffrey's out on passes often too. So you got aggressive, but you can't get too much. So if this guy's got that dog in him, bring that dog on over. Jawan Jennings is good. Remember, everybody remembers every drop he's had, but I like to think about more of those third and Jawan situations where he made the catch. So
exactly, he's there when we need him the most, and that's what I really appreciate him. He's not one of the wide receivers we have that we can be like, yeah, he can go deep ball and really, fuck up that defense. He's just not that guy. But, however, if we're there, backs to the wall and we need that first down or at least a touchdown, he's that guy. And I don't think any of our wide receivers outside of Deebo can do that. I mean, overall, I said Brandon Ayuk is super talented, but I can't. I've seen Brandon Ayuk in pinch situations, and he falls short every time.
Yeah, you know what? I tend to agree. Ayuk's good, but he's had some painful drops at painful times. Every wide receiver is going to have a drop. So, it's wow. Unless it's Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, there's a few more around the league that rarely make a mistake. Yeah. So we'll find out.
Diop is also a free agent, so one can only hope.
Diop's too much money. Yeah, Steven, see, the 49ers are saving money for next year already. Because they know they're going to be, the money's going to be thin. So, you get to carry your cash over into next season. They're hoping to do that if they can. So they're not going to be spending any big bucks this year anymore.
I see a lot of players leaving, too.
Yeah, see.
And that's the shitty part.
Yep. And Nick's going to have to be the highest paid defender in the league. So that means Nick's going to get $31 million, I'm thinking, pretty sure he's going to, annually.
Oh, and without a doubt. He's worth every penny. That's the crazy part. You can't argue against him, that kind of talent.
No, he probably worth 34, 35 actually, but he's Nick's. How old is Nick? Nick could be the best. And Rams, I'm sorry, Aaron Donald's lost a step. He's getting older. Nick could be the best guy in the league right now. TJ, he's older than Nick too. So.
Yeah. And it's crazy because you also have that new guy in Detroit who swears the guy he's better than Nick.
Yeah,
what's his name?
Yeah,
he's
I know.
That new draft pick.
I know. I was screaming about him last year. Him and Max Crosby are tough.
Don't get me wrong. I'm all about confidence, but it's just being way over your head at that point.
Don't overtalk, right? Nick never talks. Never talks. Just gets it done.
No, That's the craziest part about it. That's the scariest part about it. He doesn't talk shit. He just says, "Okay, I'll do it."
Silent killer. We got to go, Steve. But listen, I'll be back Sunday, and we'll come up with stuff to talk with. All right.
I'll see you then.
Say goodnight to Rome for me, too. Talk to you later, fam.
I will.
All right. Thanks. And 49ers Scary, thanks, fam, for the contribution. The Niners re-sweep the NFC West 2023. Rams and Seahawks, too young and too weak. And, here's the bad thing about that, fam. I'm going to be nervous on every game. As I said, losing to them is going to be so embarrassing. Ooh, it'd be embarrassing. Mr. Black Eyes, what do you think in our mini camp so far you're looking at? Jair is, I've gotten kind of used to him doing what he does because I'm only looking at the rookies. And the guys are out there getting things done you expect. So I'm just looking at rookies. Or even second-year guys. Womack's done well. And there's this guy I was talking about, the undrafted free agent, Deshaun. Wow, what is... Do you know he's not allowed one catch yet? And he wasn't going against turkeys every time either. So I says, that is... Am I reading this right? Really? All right. Okay, we're going to talk to Terradome again. Okay, go ahead, bring him in. Terradome? 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 No, Terradome's asleep. When you snore like that, you're definitely done. But we did it again to be nice. Terradome, sweet dreams. Fam, let's see what happens. There's got to be something we can work on Sunday, or we continue where we left off here. But we just got to hang out, you know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing like Niner football. Oh, no. Man, meanwhile, just have a great day, and we shall see you in just a little bit. Thanks for the contribution tonight, fam. Always appreciated. And please, don't forget to subscribe. Likes. I love likes. It makes me feel better about my existence. Niners!